Okay, well. Oh, Skippy. Nobody ever pays for ambiance. What? Music? What happened? Alright, well. Gosh darn it. Hey! Look! I got a brand new stream overlay. Hey, isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Gosh darn it. Reduce this text just a tiny little bit. Oh wait, no, that doesn't reduce the text on there. Damn it! God damn it! How you doing, Skippy? Properties. Can I interact with it? No, okay. Well, it's fine. So, if you didn't notice, the theme of today is not Kitchen Nightmares. Well, the story about that is that Kitchen Nightmares did not like that I was streaming any portion of the show, and it didn't enjoy. Gordon Ramsay himself did not enjoy that I was using footage from a Fox television show in order to make fun of it. So what we ended up doing was having to cut the stream because it was getting flagged with too many copyright infringements. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at TikTok today. We're going to do the same thing that we did yesterday. We're just going to react to some scant mixed. Some of these look pretty crazy, and if you don't know anything about me, I was a professional chef for a very long time, and I now simply own a catering company, and that is really all I do. I mostly do catering and I do streaming. You know, tain't much else to do asides from that, and I mean, you know, and do this streaming stuff as well. So you know how it is. I don't think I'm going to keep the chat overlay on the vertical stream because what's the point? You will still have my lovely, wonderful, haphazard display here. We've got a wonderful stream overlay on the Twitch side of things and on the horizontal view. So if you like what you're seeing, then please feel free to go on over there and check it out. It took me all of, you know, it took me a little bit of time. It really didn't take much. Didn't take much time. And, ugh. Still got that frog in my throat. You can be living your best life on Azeroth too. Yep. So say the few and many of the many. I don't know, none of that made sense. All right, here we go. We'll dive right in. Some of these are going to be bad. All right. Like I said, I was a chef for a long time. I do consulting now. I do catering. I am mostly just a normal blue collar food professional. Just telling you what I think, which is, you know, that's, I guess, the theme to many, if not all, live streams. Here you go.
A simple trick in chicken turns into a 5-star.
Nope. Already saying nope. It's going to be highly unsanitary, whatever they're doing. So I guess we'll just... What? Why are people just saying where they're from? Apparently that's a thing somewhere with this creator. They really want to know where people are from.
Restaurant dish. To start, I place a rack over 3 chicken breasts and make parallel cuts.
It is not exhausting or tiresome or anything to just cut concentric, or just to cut lines in a chicken breast. You don't have to use an extra tool. So in the kitchen, this is a sort of unspoken rule, I guess you would say. But in the kitchen, you typically want to use as few dishes as possible, especially in a professional kitchen where it's somebody else's responsibility to wash those dishes. you don't want to create more work for somebody else or yourself if you're the one doing the dishwashing. You really just want to, like, try to do things without using an unnecessary tool. There was no fucking reason for him to be putting that there. I'm going to use this grading because I somehow, like, don't know how to color inside the lines because I am a fucking child.
In a bowl, I add a 1/4 cup of olive oil.
Why would you pour just a little bit of it at first?
A 1/4 cup of soy sauce. 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. 1 teaspoon of chimichurri. 5 minced garlic.
Chimichurri is not a spice blend. I'm guessing that it is just all of the requisite spices and herbs that belong in a chimichurri sauce, which is a garlicky sort of pesto sauce. Luke, what's up? How the American dream is just a way to get us to voluntarily become slaves. Yeah, I mean, are you deconstructing? Because the way that we built things is systemically Christian. So if you're coming at the American dream, then it feels like that's time to start deconstructing. We put all them systems in place, for Jim Crow laws were argued by Christians. So if you're trying to tear down the establishment, the best way to do it is to start railing against institutionalized religion. This thumbnail is better. It is. I think people don't like the AI stuff, the AI thumbnails, and I think that, like, is an instant, like, no thank you for most people when they click on random videos. Like, they will scroll instantly past an AI generated thumbnail. So even just a crappy thumbnail is better than no thumbnail, even if all it was just me taking a stock photo and badly photoshopping eyes onto it. I think that's okay. I think that qualifies as a decent thumbnail. All right. So don't get at me. The unfortunate part of the stream overlay, though, is that it is indeed AI generated. I would love to do like a hand-drawn thing, but I'm not an artist and I cannot make an overlay to save my life. Maybe later on, It took me several years to get this one going, and it still doesn't look amazing, No, the American dream as in buy a house, buy a nicer car, get in debt, and then get a job you can't afford to quit. Yeah, and who do you think instilled those values of that work ethic in capitalism? It's all about divine right, man. It's all about building empires. I think there's an article that talks about this. Well, yeah, Luke, like I said, you must be deconstructing. Christianity helped build the American dream by fostering a work ethic based on stewardship and diligence, promoting the ideal of equality before God, and advocating for freedom and individual agency. Rooted in Protestant work ethic, these values encouraged pursuing prosperity as a means to glorify God while influencing foundations of community and purpose. So the way that we as civilization started to come up in the modern centuries is all due to work ethic set forth by, the layout of the Bible, because predominantly religion was what was ruling the world for a long time, right? Kings and monarchs across the world cited divine right as their reason for being able to lead. And so it was all like Protestantism, Catholicism. Why do you want food right now? It's still an hour before you're supposed to get it. Stop yelling at me. This is not okay. She's very cute. She's very cute. I can't stop her. She's very cute. The Bible also laid the way for the individual liberty part of our governmental makeup, moral and ethical foundations of, just how the leaders of the country applied ethics and morals when they were developing things like the Constitution. I mean, yeah, we can. Atheists can swear up and down all day that, you know, many of the leadership were deists, but that still means they believed in God. You know, they still had some sense of biblical morality, and I don't think that people were arguing back then that there was such a thing as subjective morality. So it was all, you know, pretty easily justified by the religious at the time. Proactive stewardship, that's a big thing. The notion of being stewards in God's creation translated into a desire to build, invent, and improve, which translated into the entrepreneurial spirit of the American dream. See, it's way deep in there. Even though we're supposed to keep it separate, it's way deep in there. Because the people, regardless of whether it's supposed to be separate, the people that make the laws are guided by their religious principles. And so if you just have an entire baseline of people seeking the Protestant work ethic and try to, you know, form equality under God that way and get prosperity and whatnot, that's what's going to define your entire society. Not like there's anything wrong with that. Like, I think ethics and morals are good to have in a well-formed society, and that's kind of the direction that we've tried to go, you know, so I think that's a good thing. But yeah, it is inherently based on the beliefs of the people who wrote the thing. And the people who wrote the thing at the time were overall religious.
Cloves to give our recipe that special Sunday flavor.
Why the fuck would you say special Sunday flavor when talking about garlic? Why are you muted? What? Like, what's the point of that? It feels like there's really no reason to just inject Sunday flavor into this. Why is garlic only okay on Sundays?
Half a teaspoon of black pepper.
Now, I assume that they were washing their hands in between these shots, but if they weren't, or if the perception is that they weren't, just guys, please remember to wash your hands in between touching nearly anything, but ideally proteins. Anything that goes into your body, you should be using the utmost hygiene when handling. I know it sounds stupid, especially at home, but foodborne illness at home, just like foodborne illness at restaurants, is a thing. And foodborne illness at home is even more likely because people are way more likely to cut corners and handle things in more of a haphazard manner than they are in a professional kitchen. When the boss is watching.
I cover it with plastic wrap and let it marinate for 30 minutes. Now,
30 minutes is the absolute bare minimum. But then again, you also shouldn't let things marinate overnight anymore. We kind of, I think it was Kenji, J. Lopez, Kenji, whatever the fuck his name is. I think that he was the one that kind of came to that conclusion where they did these studies. They marinated different things in different, no, I think it was ATK, America's Test Kitchen, that figured this out. They did a bunch of like studies that they lined up, where they lined up meats and marinated, like all different types of meats, all different types of marinades, and then they cooked with them to see, you know, what each one of them would be, and it kind of like determined that the study determined that there was no real significance between letting something marinate for 90 minutes versus all night, and it would really just incorporate more opportunity for foodborne pathogens to incorporate themselves into the meat. So they recommend that it's better to just either post-marinade things, because the marinade was only reaching like maybe like even a quarter of an inch on the inside. And the dude was like, who did the study, I think what's his face? I can't remember. I never remember his name, but he's ATK. His lip droops down like Milo Ventimiglia, but he's really awesome. Not that that's a problem. Anywho, he said that the penetration of the marinade usually only is about like 1/8 of an inch. And if that's okay with you, if you don't mind that like surface level, then continue to do it. That's fine. It's your prerogative. But, oh, Jesus, sorry, ASMR earbud users. But the gist of it was that you really don't do, I talk with my hands, so I tend to hit the microphone a lot, unfortunately. The marinade only penetrates so far, and there's really no reason to do it until you've already cooked the thing and then marinate it in a really flavorful thing after that, so that you don't, so that it penetrates further into the meat, because it does that easier when it's cooked. I think the foundation is good, but then greed sneaks in. The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Well, yeah. But that is one of the things, that is one of the aspects of Christianity, is prosperity gospel, and ultimate power corrupts, or absolute power corrupts absolutely. So if you are even the most devout religious person, you will be able to justify taking unlimited amounts of money from your parishioners or from the government or whoever in order to keep those things going, in order to keep your morals going, in order to keep building the ethical framework that the country's being built on, all while making money, because that is your purpose under God. Like, you can, I mean, it's greed sneaking in could be an aspect of Christianity, or an aspect of religion, even though the dominant religion is Christianity here, and it's really just its subsidiaries that people tend to observe here in the US. The point being that if you are in a position to be corrupted, you will be. It's just a matter of time. So that means pastors, that means anyone in leadership in clergy, that means anyone in leadership in the government, that means anyone in leadership in any civic department or organization, even nonprofits, even charitable organizations, anyone in leadership who owns a thing, who enriches themselves through that thing, will be corrupted at some point, whether they know it or not.
I sliced 200 grams of mushrooms.
What is wrong with your hand? That was, I think, video abnormality. But did you see
A simple trick in
the
chicken
video?
turns
It's
into a
48 minutes long?
dish. To start,
We're only going to watch
place a
this
rack
little bit
over
of it.
3 chicken breasts and make parallel cuts. A cup of soy sauce. 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. 1 teaspoon
That
of
thing, that
chimichurri,
anomaly scared the
5 minced
crap
garlic
out of me.
cloves to give our recipe that special Sunday flavor. I add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper.
Show me that hand again. Show me that messed up hand.
I cover it with plastic wrap and let it marinate for 30 minutes. Now I slice 200 grams of mushrooms.
It was just a temporary artifact just from on my client side of things.
Next, we're going to slice 2 red onions into half-moon shapes.
Pretty standard. Pretty
In
standard.
a baking dish, I add the sliced onion.
Well, this is a bit of a red flag. I'll explain if he heads where I think he's heading.
Then I place the delicious
Yeah, he's going to put everything in that casserole pan, and we're just going to put it straight into the oven with no prior anything.
mushrooms one by one. And right after that, I add 2 tomatoes sliced into rounds.
Don't cook out-of-season tomatoes. Don't use out-of-season tomatoes. Boycott out-of-season tomatoes. Onions are always a red flag to me. Why? Onions are the baseline of almost every single dish ever known to man.
And before I forget,
Raw onions going in the bottom of a casserole pan, that should concern you, absolutely. But so should raw mushrooms and raw tomatoes. There's really no reason for any of this. You could just be cooking these and just making them... I wouldn't... Just remove the tomatoes. Don't use tomatoes. Gross.
tell me which
Out of season. In season, beautiful. Out of season tomatoes just taste like water and grit.
city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out.
Oh, that's why people are putting their city in the comments. I get it.
Today's shout out goes to Rachel
Engagement
Thompson
bait.
from Halifax, Canada. I'm really happy you're enjoying our recipes.
I'm not. I'm thoroughly concerned at this point.
Now I arrange the chicken breasts on top of the tomato.
Yep, it's going in there raw. It's just going in raw. They're not going to sear it. They're not going to not even use a blowtorch on it, you know? They're just going to make it go in there. Which means if they don't use TV magic, it'll look boiled and it'll look pretty gross. Oh, I'm out of water. Why?
And then I bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Not getting it look... No, you don't. these TikTok chefs. Sorry, I have a different title on than I wanted. And which I forgot to see which. Oh no, it's in, yeah, that's fine. We did it. Skippy, why don't you like onions?
After baking, I top it with mozzarella.
Mozzarella to taste. So let me just remind you that the marinade was oil, soy sauce, salt, garlic, something else. I think it was pepper maybe. But the problem here is that you've got what seems to be more of an Eastern-inspired dish that you are now putting mozzarella on. That's gonna be a weird combo. But I mean, Maggi is a Mexican seasoning very similar to soy sauce, so it's not that strange. I don't think prosperity as is teach is biblical in any way. It really irks me when I see any of those prosperity gospel folks. Jesus never promised prosperity, taught against it. Oh, Luke, you're preaching to the choir here, if I may turn a phrase. But you're preaching to the choir here. I agree. And I think that's one of the most fucked up things about our country is that we were kind of founded on exploitation, you know, like the thing that they're doing right now in Congress, where Trump was talking about how he used an Andrew Jackson quote, I believe. The whole thing about that Andrew Jackson quote was that he was doing that to get them to approve the Trail of Tears. This is all bad. It's all bad. It's all built on exploitation.
To taste, to make our delicious recipe even more flavorful.
You don't need to do this. You don't need to just smother chicken in cheese in order to make it taste good. You just make it taste good in the first place, and you won't need to do this. I don't mind cheese. I think it's a great enhancement to a lot of different dishes. And I fucking love cheese sticks, but do not pass me with a platter of mozzarella sticks and not offer me some, because then we will not be friends, okay? I need mozzarella sticks in my life, all right? Plain and simple. Don't fucking deny me. I will be mad. But you don't need that on a boneless, skinless chicken breast. First of all, don't eat boneless, skinless chicken breast. Fucking gross. I understand that it may be for health, but you can just get it at least on the bone. You can cook it with the skin and then take the skin off. Chicken only has about 8% fat at the fattiest parts, which are the thighs. That is about 6%, 6 to 4% fat in the breasts, which, if you're counting the grammages, is fine, because then you're going to be like, oh, well, it's still whatever grams of fat. Doesn't fucking matter, bro. All right? Eat some goddamn white rice. In fact, if you want to treat yourself even better, eat some goddamn brown rice every once in a while. Huh? Get those whole grains in you. Get those complex carbohydrates in you, huh? That's going to taste a lot better. You can make it taste a lot better. You can toast the rice. You can put it with some spicy, delicious sauce. Bada bing, bada boom. You've got a delicious dish. And if you take a beautiful chicken breast with the skin on, roast it, then maybe take that skin that's now nice and crispy like little potato chips, chop that shit up, mix it with your brown rice, because the skin isn't going to fucking kill you and it's not going to ruin your diet. The bone contributes a whole hell of a lot more flavor than nothing. And you've got yourself an amazing chicken dish. Take whatever this tomato slop is, without all the fucking cheese on there. Take the tomato slop, mix that in with your rice. You've actually got a really cool Middle Eastern dish called mujadra. I'm just saying. This is shit. Ow. That is shit. It looks gross, and there's no fucking way. They had to have roasted that extra hard just to get whatever color they did on it, but it still isn't seared. And if it's not seared, it's not going to look good, because you'd get some nice rough, crispy edges around these cracks, you know? And then if you waited to do the marinade until after you'd cooked them, then you would get some of those nice, brown edges, and you would get the flavor penetrating too. And people absolutely have time to do it right. This would be more complicated than just throwing shit in a pan. Come on, man.
Then I return it to the oven.
Sorry, I'm trying to
until
say
brown the
bro
cheese
more
for
often because I
15
think it
more
sounds
minutes at
funny.
350
I saw
degrees
the, I don't know if anybody saw the recent interview between Shia LaBeouf and Andrew Callahan from Channel 5, both of which are just winners among men who have absolutely no credible woman beating or consensuality problem allegations against them. Absolutely not. That's a whole can of worms in and of itself. But it was insane. Insane. Shia LaBeouf's like, or Andrew's like, well, what do you see, you know, if you ever meet Jesus in person, what do you think you're going to say? And he's like, yo, man, I'm not going to say shit. I ain't going to say shit. And then he starts crying, and he starts like, I'll kiss him, man. I'm going to kiss him, bro. Fucking, I'll kiss his feet. I'll kiss his fucking toes, man. I'll kiss him. I'll kiss him. I have never seen something so insane. And then he's there to promote a movie. It's confusing. It's confusing because I can't even like rationalize it now, a day after I've seen it. Crazy.
Fahrenheit.
And what does that?
Always
Does this look good? Does this look good to anyone? In the restaurant game, you would basically this would be thrown in the trash, but you would be called out for trying to glaze chicken and mozzarella cheese because it doesn't look very good in the first place. This doesn't look very good. Ugh.
grabs attention when I put it on the table. The
Does it?
smell, the color, everything shows.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it smells good. But if you were going to do this normally, like not a weirdo, you would cut the onions, you'd saute the onions, they'd get nice and translucent. You'd maybe like put them aside or take them down to like an onion jam consistency. I love making onion jam. It's really just slowly caramelized onions. And then I would put that off to the side, or I'd put the pan to the side, and then I would give the chicken breasts a nice good hard sear, and then I would put those to the side. I would cook the shit out of those mushrooms, maybe put some of that soy sauce in there with them, a little bit of butter, something like that, a little bit of water, like let them go, get nice and crispy, nice and roasty. You really can't burn mushrooms. They're made of a material called chitin, and it's the same thing that like bugs shells are made out of. And if you've ever played a role-playing game or World of Warcraft, you've seen chitin as an item in the game. I believe there's a chitin shield that you can get in one of the early leveling zones for the orc in the starting areas. But chitin is just a fibrous, membranous, material, and it doesn't really melt, it doesn't really degrade until the thing actually starts rotting. So you can sear the shit out of mushrooms and get a really beautiful color on them, and they won't like break apart or overcook or anything like that. All they do is dry out. You put a little bit of water in there, rehydrate them. Pretty easy. But you would do that, you would get all those things together, and then you would maybe, if you wanted to put cheese on, I don't know why you would, but then you would just sprinkle cheese on and then like finish it in the oven like that. Everything would have a nice color. You'd be arranging everything together. I would still leave the tomatoes out, but there's really only 4 ingredients to this whole thing. So it's not something that's incredibly complicated. They're just making it more complicated than it needs to be, unfortunately.
Came out just right. It looks like something from a restaurant. But it's one of those
Hey, Flash4747. I don't think I should be saying people's entire usernames. It might get old. What's up, Flash?
recipes you get the hang of quickly. I like to take my time at this point, because that's when you really see the result of the whole preparation.
It looks dry. We can all agree on that, right? It looks just a tiny bit dry.
Know that feeling when you know you nailed it? That's it. The texture already shows it turned out perfectly, and every time I make it, it feels...
Well, no. The texture shows that you overcooked that chicken breast. You want it just off pink. You don't want it any further than that. If anything, sous vide it. But you see this like crust of mozzarella, like they put it in for way too long. Maybe they forgot about it with the cheese on there, but it is
Like it turns out better than the
too
last.
brown.
People keep asking me.
And I would not be cooking fucking tomatoes in a casserole dish. It's all that's happening is the water in the mushrooms is leaching out, the water in the onions is leaching out, the water in the tomatoes is leaching out. There is no seasoning on it as far as I understand. He didn't sprinkle salt on there or anything. We're just asking the vegetables to season themselves, I guess. But once they go into a 350-degree oven, here's a little tip. I say that with an angry voice because that's the part of every goddamn, it looks like a fun little face here. That's part of every single recipe that you see. They always say 350-degree oven. Listen, your oven has a lot of different temperatures. Your microwave has a lot of different power levels. So the reason why you're not instructed to... This is all a big fucking conspiracy theory, by the way. I have no way to substantiate this. But the reason why you're instructed to essentially torture your machines is because then you're going to have to replace them. That's a whole commercialism thing. It's a marketing thing, yada, yada, yada. But you can adjust the power level on your microwave. In fact, making it go less power for a longer amount of time will actually heat things more evenly and cover a lot of the dead zones that you usually end up getting like cold pockets in. Yeah, I agree. That just looks stupid. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But like your oven also has different temperatures. And if I may offer a tip for you home cooks that don't do it very often, crank that bitch all the way to the maximum temperature that you can, because I have done this at home. I have just a shitty gas-powered oven that every apartment has, and I've temped it. I've had the thing on for like hours. I've had the thing on for a very short time. I've temped it like at half-hour intervals, and it only ever goes up to around 450. And that's like all the way cranked up. But you know what 450 is perfect for? Most fucking things. It will get a better crust on your chicken, that's for damn sure. It won't boil the stuff that's in the casserole pan, or at least it will kind of boil them, but it will start to reduce that liquid after a while. You need higher heat to make things cook better.
Why my fries are so crispy and full of flavor.
Already know. Already know. Don't put egg yolks on your cut fried potatoes. That is insane. There's no reason ever. Never. Let me grab some more water. I will be right back. Okay, and I guess I'll throw some food in her bowl. Jesus Christ, so she stops bugging me. She's bugging out. I just gotta watch her, make sure her sister doesn't steal her food. Okay. Ooh, what's the best way to lose all your viewers? Walk away for a couple minutes. If you're just joining, hello. Hello and welcome. And welcome and hello. And hello and welcome. If you like food, give this video a thumbs up. And if you like crappy food, give me a subscribe. Why not? Huh? Why the heck not? Why the hell not, you know?
Right here, I've got 3 large potatoes, already peeled. I'm going to cut them into strips, just like this.
And then you're going to plunge them into cold water, at least overnight. And then you're going to take them out of cold water and fry them at 325 until they're floppy. And then you're going to put them onto one layer, each baking sheets, and store them in the fridge until we need them for service, right?
Now I'm placing the potato strips in a bowl,
Go on.
covering them with water,
Go on.
and using my hands to give them a good rinse.
No, okay. Well, I wouldn't be doing that. In a restaurant setting. Now, I've worked at some Michelin star restaurants, but the best fries that I've ever had were at little hole-in-the-wall joints in like bars and restaurants, and just like kind of off the beaten path. And some of the best fries I ever had were at a place I worked called Palace Kitchen in Seattle. And what they did really was just very, very simple. We just took regular old russet potatoes, used a Frencher, which is a machine like that has a die on it where you push the potato through, makes perfect French fry shape, so you don't have to cut them in batanoirs like that. The thing underneath the Frencher was actually just a big vat. It's like a 50-gallon tank, like big old Cambro of just the coldest ice water you could ever imagine. It was slightly salted, not a lot, like not almost imperceptible saline saturation. But then we would just let them sit overnight, and we would pull them cold from that vat and strain as much of the water off as possible. But even just having a little bit of that water allows for the Leidenfrost effect, which keeps the hot oil from penetrating too quickly and allowing the starches to develop more slowly during the pre-frying process or the blanching process. And then you just set them in one layer, fry them at a higher temperature after that, after they've had a chance to rest, and it's really freaking good. Crispy, amazing, delicious, yeah.
We'll let them soak for about 20 minutes.
Nope,
After
overnight.
that, I drain the water and dry the potatoes really well with a clean towel.
Don't drain the water.
And before I forget, tell me what city you're watching from so I can send you a big shout out. Today's shout out goes to Nanhlan Lamsiza from South Africa. I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes.
That must have been a very hard name to
Next,
learn how to
I'm
pronounce.
transferring them to a bowl and adding 2 eggs.
Yeah, he didn't do too good of a job draining them, so I approve of this lazy, haphazard method because it still leaves a little bit of water on there. Perfect. No need for eggs. Don't know why you're putting eggs on there. There's no reason to do that. You're only adding more potential moisture that has to now cook off in the frying process. Pretty weird. Pretty strange.
1 teaspoon of salt.
Nope, you don't salt fried foods until after because you have a chance to oversalt them, and they desiccate. Frying is actually pretty easily defined by just saying the word desiccation. Frying is a active desiccation method that causes things to dry out and to lose all their moisture. If you were to take a bowl of water and put a bunch of salt in it, and then just remove the water by like heating it over and over again, you're eventually going to end up with just salt, right? Same thing happens when you pre-salt things that are meant to be fried. They will oversalt way quicker than you think they will.
1 teaspoon of garlic powder.
Again, why are you adding dry ingredients to this? You're about to fry them, are you not?
Black pepper to taste. 1 teaspoon of oregano.
What do you mean to taste? What does that mean to taste? When the fuck are you going to have a delicious French fry before it's ever cooked? You ever going to sample it? You ever going to eat? Now, true chefs would say, yes, I'm just going to take a bit of that sausage that we just seasoned, and I'm not going to waste cooking it. I'm just going to eat it because I know exactly where every single fucking ingredient came from. But no, you would not just put a fucking potato in your mouth and be like, yeah, that has enough seasoning. I guess we don't have to add any more black pepper. Go fuck yourself.
3 tablespoons of wheat flour.
Why? So, I know what's happening. I'll explain it when I get back. Jesus Christ. Alright, don't mess with each other now. Okay. And if you flip to this stream randomly, please hang out for a bit. It would be great if you did. I'm trying to get that watch time up. We are at around 750 hours out of 1,000. So, or not, I'm sorry, not 1,000. Like 3,000, 4,000, something like that. It's a lot. And I need you guys to help make it happen. So, like I said, if you just flipped here randomly, I would appreciate it. If you at least left a comment or, chat message or something. Be even better if you subscribed, like the video. But that's the only way I'm going to be able to grow is with your help. Appreciate it.
Then we mix everything together until the fries are evenly coated.
Why? There's just no reason to be doing any of this. This is
In a separate
just
bowl, I mix
if your problem is that you don't get good crispy fries every time you make them, then I would really just go back to the basics, go back to the very roots of what it means to be a French fry, and then just do like the most regular, classic, refined recipe you can and see if that works. And if it doesn't, then just move beyond a little bit. Don't keep adding things until it's now battered French fries for no reason.
making a quick dipping
Just because you
sauce
couldn't
with
get
half
a
chopped
good
onion, 2 tablespoons of
a good
mayonnaise,
crisp on them. So now you got to batter
1
them.
tablespoon of ketchup,
That's what he's doing here essentially, is just battering the fries in a bowl, which is completely unnecessary. You can get crispy fries without doing that.
1 tablespoon of mustard, and a pinch of black pepper. Just give that a good mix.
So we've got burger sauce, or we've got fancy sauce sort of thing here. It's I don't know. It's like a play on Thousand Island, play on fancy sauce, play on burger sauce, what fry sauce, what have you. Pretty standard stuff.
Now I've got a pot with hot oil.
No, sir, you've got a saucepan.
Once it's heated up, I'm adding the fries and frying them until they're golden and
I like how you don't give a temperature. So the oil should be 325 for the first fry and 350 to 375 for the second one. Just adjust as you like. The reason why you don't just cook fries from beginning to end in the oil initially is because the starches need time to develop. Otherwise, they get overtaxed, and the little cells that release the starch molecules will start to overwhelm the rest of the proteins that are being stretched and manipulated during the cooking process, and is going to make them taste gummy on the inside or dry. And so you want to cook them a little bit the first time, allow them to rest, and then cook them the rest of the way the second time at a bit of a higher temperature. What's up, Slinky?
crispy.
And you wouldn't add them one by one like this. He's doing that because he's battered them. He's made them way more complicated. But when you use tongs to touch them, you are completely destroying any of the batter that the tongs touch, which doesn't create a good seal around whatever it is you're trying to cook. It's just like basic, basic cook stuff that he could be observing that would make his food a lot better.
Guys, these fries come out so crunchy and delicious. You have to try this. Make them at home and let me know how it goes. I'm sure you're going to love them.
Are we going to see the final product, or are you just going to assure us they
When
work?
they're done, I transfer them to a plate.
Yeah, I mean, your typical battered fries, they're going to look good on the outside, but they're going to taste like shit. The average home cook just doesn't know that you cook fries twice. Like, I think that's the major failing in this, is that most people just don't know that you're supposed to do it twice. It's not an issue, really. Just, you just got to learn a little bit. But I would say, if you're not entirely sure how to cook something, don't instruct people how to cook it. That's like the blind leading the blind there, And you certainly should not fry anything until it is no longer bubbling. That means that it is completely moistureless. There is no moisture left in that thing. They're not going to taste tender. They're definitely going to taste crispy because they're not overcooked.
How do you make fries at home? I'd love to hear your method.
Not like this, good sir, not like this. If you're just joining, hi, I'm Goose. Welcome. We're shitting on random TikTok recipes.
Let's give them a try with the sauce.
Thanks for hanging out.
By the way, do you have a secret for getting your fries super crispy?
Not by just default battering them, that's for damn sure. What's inside is like a limp, listless potato. Not at all a French fry.
I'd love to hear it.
Break it apart, I want to see the inside. I don't see it steaming, which is a bad sign. First, I understand that in recording for things like this, you may not be able to get a fresh, right out of the fryer batch of French fries, but they're so cheap and easy to make that you really should just make multiple batches and try your best to get a piping hot bite out of one. But when you see when he's breaking it apart, he's got to like tear at that thing. Ugh. So that's still basically a raw potato in there. And I guarantee you that's why he didn't show us, like, when he lifted that other one to eat it, why he didn't show us, like, what it looked like or put it down or anything like that. It's because that probably tastes disgusting. They're going to be tough. They're going to be, if anything, they're going to be too chewy. It's bad. Kitchen Nightmares. No, I got it, Slinky. It's just that the copyright demons kept slamming down on us. They restricted the stream twice yesterday, and then I got my VOD removed because of it. It's back because I appealed it, because fuck that. It's fair use. Go fuck yourselves. I know how and when to pause things. Come on. This is an amateur hour here, alright? Fox News? It's not Fox News. Fox Network? Fox Entertainment? Go fuck yourself, Murdoch. Guys, did I dream that Trump actually declared war on Iran, or is that something that actually happened? I feel like I dreamt that.
I don't know how I didn't discover this fried egg recipe sooner. To start, I'll place 7 beaten eggs.
So this is thread eggs. It's a Chinese. It's a very traditional, actually, egg threads, I think they're called, or silky egg. Anywho, it's a Chinese recipe. You can do it in water, but predominantly they do it in oil. Yeah, that sauce is like traditional. It looked like traditional fry sauce. It looked like it had some cooked onions, some like hot sauce, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, all that kind of, you know that fancy sauce that every parent makes their kids for chicken nugget night.
In a pan with plenty of hot oil.
So you're essentially you're making a deep fried egg, but it's more like a scrambled egg. It's going to taste a little tough on the outside, but it's going to be really fluffy and feathery on the inside. You basically fill the entire thing. You put what seems like too much oil in the pan, and you fill the entire thing, and then you just kind of lift it out, and that's your dish.
I've never tasted a dish as delicious as this one before. It's practical, easy to make.
You see, because the way that they're layering it in here, it's going to be almost impossible to extract all the oil from there. So you understand that the oil is more of a complement to the dish as like a condiment than it is anything else, Trump is a moron. He contradicts himself every day. I stop paying attention. Well, so I'm torn in two directions here. I was paying attention enough before I got burnt out really recently. I was like last week, I was just like, holy fuck, I'm so tired of hearing about the bullshit that Trump is pulling. It's like, I don't want to be like the political commentary guy, but it gets the views, man. Fuck. Like my Alex Preddy video or live stream and my Renee Good live stream were the most viewed of any. The only other one was like, who's more evil, the left or Christians? And it's because of Christian hate that so many people watched it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was mostly like MAGA heads that were tuning into the other ones anyway. So I don't want to stream solely to the opposition, I guess is is where I'm coming from. I would love to stream stuff that people, like, and that stuff that people want to see me react to. That would be that would be better for my soul, I think.
Importantly, incredibly
less mentally
flavorful.
Damaging.
You simply can't resist this delight I'm making. Once one side is fried, I'll flip it so both sides cook evenly.
Yeah, see, it's almost like an egg pancake.
This way, our recipe turns out fantastic.
But I wouldn't fry both sides. I don't think that any Chinese chef would fry both sides either. They would take it out from the thing like with a plate, and they would drain the oil, and then they would serve it like that with like maybe a sauce on it, maybe some fish flakes or something, Yeah, I know YouTube ended your stream yesterday because of copyrights. Yeah, so, I mean, so I can do so I didn't appeal for the Kitchen Nightmares thing because they tried to give me a warning for that, and I was like, fair use. But I don't think it's not going to work for live streams. I'll basically only be able to do reacting to Kitchen Nightmare like on an actual like video. Because like I said, I know what the fair use terms are, but it's hard to do that during a live stream because they would actively just monitor and then shut it down, and then you'd have to appeal or whatever to get it brought back up. It's just too complicated, you know? This is a good middle ground.
When both sides are fried, I'll remove them from the oil and place
In a little bit, once we're done looking at these amateur recipes, I'd like to take a look at... Don't pull that down. Yeah, choochie! Yeah. I would like to take a look at actual like chef recipes, like recipes that actual chefs make, to see if we can actually try to find some regular restaurant operations to react to. That'd be cool.
them on a plate lined with paper towels to absorb any excess oil from our ingredient.
Yeah, best you'd get in China would be like rice paper to soak up that oil, but nah, you don't.
Next, I'll transfer everything to a large bowl. Then
Wait, whoa,
I'll add
what are we
1
doing?
cup of breadcrumbs. While
No.
mixing with our breadcrumbs, I'll cut the eggs into pieces to make sure everything blends well.
Okay, now this is like 5-minute crafts style craziness that you wouldn't do any more than just what he did. You would take the eggs out and you would put them on a plate and serve them. What the fuck are you doing?
And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's
Portland!
shout-out goes to Bruno Mendez from Texas.
Oh,
I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes. I've never used breadcrumbs the same way again after learning this dish.
this is insane.
Now I'll add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 diced onion, 100 grams of fried bacon, and finally, parsley to taste.
I'm sorry, what?
I'll mix all our ingredients until they're completely combined. These tips are exclusive. Keep following me and you'll never...
These tips are exclusive, meaning this recipe was something I just kind of pulled right out of my ass. I don't know what he could be making right now. This is just, he's gone off the deep end. We had a perfectly good egg dish, and then he filled it with breadcrumbs.
struggle with dinner ideas again. I'm here to help you with the best preparation methods to impress your loved ones with a delicious meal. If you like this preparation, you'll love my next tips. I still
No.
have many more special recipe secrets to share with you gradually. Stay tuned so you don't miss anything.
Why are you advertising your own channel right now? I'm watching your stuff already.
These fried eggs are the perfect example of how simple can also be sophisticated. A dish that pleases both in taste and
But they're not just fried eggs. It was simple. It was simple. You made it not simple anymore.
presentation. It's bound to become a staple in your home.
Is this like egg bread salad or something?
Then I'll place some of our mixture on a plate. With every bite, you'll taste the perfect balance.
That's
between
all
the
you're doing.
crunch of the
Okay, that's
breadcrumbs and
the extent
lightness the
of what
egg.
you're doing. You just
It's a
chopped it up
combination that works for any
and put
occasion.
some just fucking
If you've
breadcrumbs.
never tried fried eggs with breadcrumbs,
I-
you're missing out.
What?
It's a simple but incredibly tasty.
Okay. Let me just take a show of hands. How many of you have ever just eaten breadcrumbs straight from the tube? None of you? Okay, good, because you shouldn't. What? You took a wonderful egg thing, and you made it just exactly how it's supposed to be made, and then you put it in a bowl and mixed it with breadcrumbs and bacon and parsley, and now you're just putting that slop on a plate? That's insane. I don't see any reason for this to exist at all whatsoever.
Recipe, making it the perfect side dish for your meals.
Maybe it was Gordon Ramsay who stopped. Yeah, it was his agents. They nuked it from orbit. I have 8 stuffing as a standalone meal. But he's not calling this stuffing. He's calling this an egg dish. And would you eat stuffing with breadcrumbs from the tube? Or would the stuffing be made with actual, like, pieces of bread? Even if you used like a stovetop stuffing, it's still pieces of bread, still croutons. It's not just breadcrumbs. The reason it exists is the affordability crisis, I guess. But it's still got eggs. I don't know if eggs cost the same where you are, but the inflation is still going strong.
A great option is
Eggs
adding
are
some grated
expensive,
mozzarella
man.
cheese when mixing. It's optional, but elevates the dish into something extraordinary.
You don't have a dish, you have a condiment. That's not a dish. That is a side dish at best. It's something that should go into something else. Oh my god. Like, what is the point?
I absolutely love this recipe, and I'm sure you and your whole family will too. I make it every weekend, and whenever I do,
Okay.
nothing's left over because the result is so amazing.
I make it every weekend because we live in a fucking refrigerator box.
The aroma of this meal is so irresistible.
But
that it
for
makes
some reason, we're
everyone's
spending
mouth
money on
water
eggs.
even ready.
We're gonna buy some eggs and we're gonna buy some
Learn
pork.
this sooner. A genius chicken trick every
Okay, you don't have to yell at me. Alright? Just because I'm raising my voice doesn't mean you need to, okay? So you calm down, Sonny Jim. Or else you're gonna get a bit of Thomas and O'Leary here. Alright? Thomas is a loudmouth, but O'Leary, he'll sneak up on you. Alright? Don't you make me throw my hands.
one should know. We're going to start by folding 3 sheets of aluminum foil, just like this.
Completely wasteful. Let's just waste a bunch of tinfoil. What, you know? Like that doesn't cost anything, right?
Do you have a special trick for cooking chicken? Let me know. I'd love to hear it.
I will not engage with your engagement bait.
Now place the foil sheets on a baking tray. I'm adding 2 onions, sliced in.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Some more raw onions into the papillote, as it is what it looks like anyway. Or sachet, or satchel, depending on where in the world you're from. Or cartoccio, in cartoccio, if you are from Italy. That's right, I know some things. Don't fucking test me. Well, you can test me because I'll pass with flying colors. What is this TikTok dish called? I don't fucking know. Let's say it's chicken parcels.
Into strips and spreading a bit into each foil.
This guy really likes to put raw onions just straight up into the oven. Just no color, no nothing, no doesn't. We're not seasoning them. We're just gonna put them straight into the oven.
Packet. And before I forget, let me know what city you're watching from so I can send you a big shout out. Today's shout out goes to Lashid Siwali from Zambia. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. Then I'm adding 3 tomatoes, sliced into rounds, and setting.
More fucking tomatoes, dude. Is this guy like? Is he a direct descendant of Betty Crocker? Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I guarantee you, if this was. So this compilation was uploaded 5 days ago. I'm guessing maybe it's what, like a full year's worth of stuff? So even if this was like a year ago, you're still eating tomatoes out of season. Don't just buy tomatoes at the store. We've got to create the scarcity that it would take for produce farmers to be like, oh man, we really need to step up our game. All right, guys, stop buying produce out of season, okay? You got to stop. You got to stop. You're increasing your carbon footprint. You got to bring it down. You got to bring down that carbon footprint a little bit, okay? All right?
That aside. Now take 3 chicken breasts and make a few shallow cuts across.
Oh,
the
what?
top.
You don't need the fucking grate? Where's the fucking grate? Where's the Where's the oven grate that you used before to make this? Huh? You needed those. You thought it was a great tip. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it too much for you? Was it just too much work to have to create all those extra goddamn dishes? Yeah. Probably, yeah. That's what happens.
In a bowl, I'm mixing together a 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce.
He's doing the same thing. This was the same thing as the other recipe. The same exact fucking thing. He just didn't put mushrooms in it. You assholes.
1 tablespoon of brown sugar,
Yep.
1 teaspoon of oregano,
Same
1
exact
teaspoon
fucking
of
thing.
rosemary, 1 teaspoon of salt,
Ew,
half
and
teaspoon
why,
of black
guys, don't use dry herbs, okay? If you live in an area where you don't need to use dry herbs, where you can find, and I mean, this is pretty much any area that has tree life or forests, you can find herbs, pretty much anywhere. Just go and pick some rosemary. Just go and pick some fucking tarragon or whatever the fuck, and use it in your dishes. I know, novel idea, but gosh darn it, fresh herbs taste a hell of a lot better than dried herbs. And dried herbs are more expensive now. Don't buy them. Don't buy dried herbs.
pepper, and
Gross.
3 cloves of minced garlic. Stir it all together until...
Oh, well, this time it was 3 instead of 5 cloves.
I hope you're loving this recipe so far. Let me know how you cook chicken at home. I'm always excited to hear new ideas.
Certainly not the 2
Then dip each
ways
one
that you've
into the
done it.
sauce until fully coated.
So all he's doing is he's making Italian dressing. When he's doing that, he's just making some Italian dressing. He's making the same fucking shit you eat at goddamn Olive Garden, and then he's marinating chicken in it. Super innovative and inventive and novel, and totally not anyone ever thought about before. Since this one's the same after this one, we'll move on and see if there's any other better ones. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Place the chicken on top of the veggies inside the buckets.
Uh-huh.
Now we're going to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. Keep in mind, cooking time may
350
vary.
degrees for 40 minutes? The other thing that cranking your oven up does is reduce cooking time. 40 minutes? This is supposed to be like an easy dish, and it takes fucking 40 minutes? Like, goddamn, dude. There's 3 ingredients. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be Halloween themed, Slinky. It was supposed to be witchcraft, witch cabin. Whatever.
Depending on your oven.
And with the fucking cheese! He's obsessed with using cheese!
That time's up. Take it out of the oven and top
God
each
damn.
piece with 150 grams of mozzarella cheese.
Don't ever fucking say it like that. Mozzarella? Why? Why try to make it special? Why try to make it like your own unique thing? It's not mozzarella. It's not Mozart. My God. So yeah, let's find a different one. This guy sucks. What is this? There's a hamburger. I dig it. There's a hamburger. There's a hamburger with an American flag behind it, just like my idle screen. That's already pretty cool, you know. Where's the sound? Oh, there it is.
$15 in under 30 minutes, and we did it all in one pot. All right, this one's for my moms out there. Whether you're working full-time or you're a stay-at-home mom, by the time the end of the day comes...
I would call myself a stay-at-home mom. I mean, my kids are my dogs, but I think most people would consider their dogs like children. Blow my nose here real quick. Still recovering from a sinus infection, so cut me some frickin' slack, all right?
Everyone's gassed. And the only thing worse than cooking after a day like that is trying to figure out what to make. So in honor of all my moms out there working their
True.
asses
Moms
off,
work hard,
today we're
moms
making
work
a
hard.
One-pan chicken and rice with
I
a
agree.
creamy garlic parm sauce. Not only can you feed a family of 4 for less than $15, you can also...
You don't really need a creamy garlic parm sauce if you're already doing something like chicken and rice, but I don't, I'm not going to yuck your yum if we're in the very beginning of the recipe. I'll wait to see what it looks like.
So do it in under 30 minutes, so pay attention. So first things first, butterfly your chicken breasts. Now to butterfly your chicken breast, place it on your cutting board and hold the top of it. You're gonna cut right in the middle of it, taking big, long strokes.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad
Open it
idea.
up and just cut right down that.
Now, this is one of the very first and few times I've heard somebody talk about how to properly use a knife. God damn, more kudos to you, good sir. You want to make sure that your knife does the long, slow strokes so that it cuts way more effectively. Nobody ever mentions that in their tutorials. I think that's a really good thing. That earns him a lot of points in my book.
Seam until it's laying flat.
Although, I think this guy's probably pretty dedicated to food. It looks like he's got the primals map of either a pig or a cow here on his arm, so clearly cares a lot.
Like that. And now season both sides with a little salt, little pep, and lastly a sprinkle of garlic powder. Now get one large shallot.
Nothing wrong with any of those. Dry rubbing is way more effective than any kind of wet marinade. Usually the seasoning hitches a ride on the salt onto the inside of the cell membranes, and you get a little bit more penetration of extra flavors. Still not a good overall flavoring method, but I think there's such a small margin in whether or not marinades are effective pre-cooking that it really doesn't matter. That's why the guy that I watched on ATK was just like, it does. If you like this, just do this. You know, like don't listen to people when they say that you shouldn't do this a certain way. Like it's gonna taste fine. You're gonna be good.
Now we're gonna thinly slice this bad boy. Like that. Now get a deep pan with a lid and set your temperature to medium high. Now add like a tablespoon of olive oil. Now once your pan is hot enough, go ahead and sear your chicken. We need like 4 minutes per side. And while your chicken's cooking, go ahead and rinse 1 cup of jasmine rice and rinse it until this water runs clear. Now after 4 minutes on each side, take your chicken.
I don't really like the idea. I understand that the whole goal of this is to make it a dish that like a mom could cook at home when she's tired and stuff. But like I think rice is a pretty precious grain that is like really susceptible to outside interference. And if you overcook it, if you undercook it, any mistreatment of rice will result in bad rice. And I know most people don't care, but rice is like a really important thing to a lot of different regional cuisines. And I think rice even has like spiritual components to it. So, I mean, it's never a bad thing to just do it right. And one of the ways that you ensure that you're doing it right is by not doing like a one-pan wonder dish. I don't know. Again, that might just be my own personal bugaboo against it. I'm trying to get this damn... There's a hanger. Oh, okay. No, it's not going to happen.
Now, we don't want to cook it all the way through yet. We're going to simmer everything together at the end to cook it all the way. Now, once your chicken's done, go ahead and lower your heat to medium-low. And leave all that crap in there. That's more flavor.
Known as fond. I heard Gordon Ramsay makes the best scrambled eggs. Go fuck yourself, Slinky.
Now throw in 2 tablespoons of butter. And then put your shallots in. Now, once you can smell those shallots and they're a little bit see-through, go ahead and add 4 cloves of minced garlic. Now, as soon as you can smell your garlic, go ahead and add your washed rice. And mix it well to coat it in all that fat. And then let your rice toast for about 2 minutes. Now, while your rice is toasting, go ahead and microwave 2 cups of chicken broth until it's steaming.
Yes, use your microwave. Yes. Too many people try to convince people not to use their microwave because it's like somehow a shortcut or cheating, or it's like something that only a hack would do. No. Microwaves are tools, just like anything else. If you think that using a tool meant to be used in the kitchen somehow makes you less capable in the kitchen, you're working backwards. Microwaves are there to assist you, and they work just fine.
Now, after a couple of minutes, you should be able to smell that rice toasting and hear it crackling a little bit. Go ahead and pour in 2 cups of hot chicken broth. Now, lower the temperature a little bit and give it a quick stir. Now, I cut my chicken into nice...
I'm guessing that he's using this, the John Mellencamp sound to like make sure that anyone who's reviewing his content gets flagged, which, that's fine. I don't mind it. I am just making sure that I pause it inadequate number of times. So as not to hit the copyright wall like we did yesterday.
Nice little pieces, so go ahead and lay this out around the pan. Now we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream and pour it around the edges of your pan.
Okay, so he's doing kind of like a really old school Italian way of doing this. If he doesn't agitate the rice after this, then I would say that's a really good way of making it. Hang on, I need to see what he did with the rice first.
Pieces, so go ahead and lay this out around. Go ahead and pour in 2 cups of hot chicken broth.
Yeah, he toasted the grains,
now
I think.
Lower the temperature a little bit and give it a quick stir. Now I cut my chicken.
Let me use my arrow key.
Microwave 2 cups. Now after a couple of minutes, you should be able to smell that rice toasting.
Yes, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah,
Go
you did it
ahead
right.
and pour in
Yeah.
2 cups of hot chicken broth.
Perfect.
Now lower the temperature a little bit and give it a quick stir.
Hell
Now I
yeah.
cut my chicken into nice little pieces, so go ahead and lay this out around the pan.
Yeah, so normally I wouldn't support the recommendation of doing like a one pot wonder thing like that, because if you put everything in together all to cook at the same time, they're all going to be done at different times. So the reason why I think this is fine is because he's doing it the right way. He actually separated the things. He made sure that they're all going to cook together exactly the way that they're supposed to. That is exactly how you do it at a restaurant. Perfect.
Now we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream and pour it around the edges of your pan.
Yep.
Now keep your
Because in the center of the pan, it's going to boil and it'll have a chance to separate. And once a little part of one piece of the milk starts to separate, all the other milk solids will start to come apart. And then it unravels just like a poorly woven sweater.
temperature low and bring this to a gentle simmer. Once you're bubbling, go ahead and take your lid and cover it and let this simmer for 17 minutes. Do not touch the lid for 17 minutes.
The no peek method. Although we're cheating a little bit by having a see-through lid, okay? You shouldn't be able to see it. That's a Southern tradition. You're not able to see it, then you know it's cooking, all right? How dare you? How dare you try to subvert our Southern virtues, okay? I'm about to shut off the face cam. Typically, what that means for the stream is just that I am about to medicate myself. If you also have medication that you would like to combust and inhale, then please feel free to sync up. I'm going to let it play while we go. 3, 2, 1, cheers. Smoke them if you got them.
Going to ruin everything. Now after 17 minutes, just turn the heat off and leave it covered for another 5 minutes. Now after 5 minutes, remove your lid. Now remove your chicken. Now grate in 3/4 of a cup of fresh parm. Now add 1 to 2 cups of fresh spinach and mix the shit. Now hit a little salt, some black pepper. Put your chicken back in. Now cover it for 1 more minute to let your spinach wilt.
Sonny Jim, cheers right back at you. All the stuff that he's doing is super optional, but would absolutely make this tasty as well.
Now we're just going to finish it with a little fresh parm. I'm just going to eat right out of here. Don't judge me. I'm starving. Oh my God. It's got kind of Alfredo-y vibes, but like way lighter, way fresher. Like, oh my God. Simplify your recipes and save money while doing it. That's the 99% Cooking Club. So there you have it. Dinner for 4 for under $15.
Any respecting cook would eat straight from the pot. You got to make sure it's good, right? So, yeah, I mean, again, I disapprove typically of the one pot wonder, just dump it all in and cook ways of making stuff. But the way that this was made, it was made professional. It was made exactly like how you would do it in a restaurant. You separated all of the right components so that they didn't try to compete with one another's cooking times. Very, very good. That was a traditional way of adding cream to the dish. Like you would see a nonna, an old Italian nonna, doing that, and it would come out exactly right. It wouldn't the milk wouldn't curdle. It wouldn't reduce too much. It'd be absolutely perfect. Good job. Damn good job. Damn good job.
Potatoes into a pot. I cut them into cubes. Now let's go ahead and pour in some boiling water, and we are going to cook these potatoes.
How long is this? 12 minutes. What are we making?
Flip and repeat the process on. These are the famous potatoes that taste better
I'll bear
than
with it.
making meat. All right, the first step of the recipe.
How did
No,
I not
what?
learn
What are you
this
doing?
sooner?
These are
Better than making meat? What does that mean?
the famous potatoes that taste
Better than making meat.
All right, the first step of the recipe is to add 800 grams of cut up potatoes into a pot. I cut them into cubes. Now let's go ahead and pour on some boiling water, and we are going to cook these potatoes until they're nice and tender.
Don't boil your potatoes. Now, I know that that's kind of a super subjective. Like, you cook your potatoes however the fuck you want. But I recommend steaming them. As far as potatoes go for, like, mashing, this isn't always the same across all different preparations, but particularly for mashing potatoes, you want to make sure that you're not incorporating too much more extra moisture into the whole thing. Like, you really want to try and inhibit moisture as much as possible, because the best mashed potatoes are the ones that are made with the flakiest, driest potatoes, because you get optimal starch development and the better mouthfeel because it's more velvety and smooth as opposed to chewy and like glutinous. But the best way to ensure that that happens is by steaming. And if you want to, like, you know, if you want to gussy up your potatoes just a little bit more, you would add some garlic to that whole little steam basket setup, and then mash it with the potatoes. Super good. Super, super, super good. But also, I don't understand. I don't get it. This man knows his spuds. I've cooked a spud or two. I don't understand the reasoning behind putting boiling water in to something that you're going to like boil it like further, because potatoes are typically started from cold to hot. Bit of cream or butter. Yeah, I usually do 50-50 mix. So if I do four tablespoons of butter, I do like, it's a quarter cup. I think if I do a quarter cup of butter, I do a quarter cup of cream. I try to keep it pretty scant, though. I want the potatoes to sing, you know? And if you're feeling extra crazy, you can dump a Hidden Valley Ranch packet in there, too. Call them country potatoes. But, you start in cold water with potatoes because you don't want to inhibit starch development. You want it to develop pretty slowly and over a longer period of time. Or else they're going to be, like, tough.
All right, after a few minutes, go ahead and turn off the heat, and we're going to drain the water. In a saucepan, we're going to add some...
Eating an apple while you're filming? Is that what that is?
butter.
Oh, no, that was a butter container. I was like...
Once the butter is melted...
This does not look like butter. This looks like margarine. It melted way too quickly. Maybe she's got a butter bell, and it's room temp, but that looks like either really high quality farmhouse butter or just country crock from a container.
Melted, add in 1 grated carrot.
I hate carrots.
And we want
I
to
hate
stir
carrots
this
so
around
much.
until the...
Tell me in the chat, do you like carrots? Do you hate carrots? I fucking hate carrots. I hate them so much. But I recently just made a very traditional Hungarian goulash, and it requires that you grate like 3 pounds of carrots into it. And I was like, I fucking hate carrots, but I really, really, really wanted to do this traditional ass recipe. I have a bad, traumatic past with Hungarian goulash. My grandmother used to try and make it for me all the time, and it was so sour that it made you hate beef. And that's like, can you imagine hating beef? Can you imagine it? And it would be like, she'd make it in the same pot that she boiled her fucking like undergarments in, and it was such a nightmare. It was a nightmare going down there and trying to eat that food. And so my wife just came back from a trip to her parents' house where she was forced to eat her father's well-intentioned but terrible cooking, and she begged me to cook her just a good food, and I made Hungarian goulash, and I had to follow the recipe. I had to put the carrots in. It was so good. It was so good. So good. And the carrots like just kind of melted away. It wasn't. If I graded them like this, so it was like this will be fine too.
The carrot is sautéed. And this is the result that we're looking for. We're now going to turn the heat off.
But I normally hate carrots.
In a bowl, add those boiled potatoes, and we are going to mash them until they form a nice, smooth puree.
Nope. No, you won't.
And this is the texture we're
Not the way
looking
you boiled
for.
them.
Now you can go ahead and add those carrots that we just prepared.
See, that's look. It's tough. It's too tough. There's no, like it's not creamy and it's not. I mean, I would prefer drier. That's why I wouldn't boil them. But you know, to each their own in terms of potatoes. Can you hear the
We're
asthma
also going to need 150
in my throat
grams
right now?
of
It's
grated mozzarella
whistling.
cheese, some parsley to taste, and go ahead and mix everything together. This potato recipe is
So
perfect.
these are. Oh, I know the. Oh fuck! What is it called? Torts, but in a different language. Sformato, but in a different language. Damn, I can't remember. Sformato. Carrots are okay in stews, very healthy. Well, the Hungarian goulash is a very robust stew, and by gummit, it was delicious. It was heavenly, amazing, delicious. Yeah, so good, so damn good. Better than your mama's baked Alaska. I couldn't think of anything else to say.
Once you finish mixing, this is what we want it to look like.
Yeah.
These potatoes are so perfect. Now just scoop out a small amount of dough with a spoon and shape it into a small dumpling shape. We're just going to put that on a plate while we prepare
That makes
the rest
sense.
of the potatoes.
I'm on board. I understand
This
what's
step
happening.
is super simple, super easy.
We're on the same page.
Now, if you prefer, you can wait for the potatoes to cool down so you don't burn yourself. I told you this was so easy to make. I love doing this step. It's so relaxing. All right, when we finish preparing
Slinky, don't make me feel bad. I can't watch the episode. I want to.
our potatoes, we're going to go ahead and add 2 eggs into a bowl. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of yogurt, along with 3 tablespoons of flour.
Okay.
Go ahead and mix everything together.
Yogurt?
Well combined. And we're going to use this mixture to
These
bread
steps
our
are
potatoes.
confusing.
All right, after mixing, we're going to go ahead and dunk our potatoes into this mixture just like this. Spread it around like this, but do
I
it
mean,
nice
everything
and
sounds
careful.
good.
And
I
just
would
finish
totally
this
eat
process with all the potatoes.
all the things
And
that
the last
that
step
she's
is to
been covering
fry.
so far.
Fry the potatoes in a
Sounds
pan with
good.
oil. These are going to be
And I love
so
the
good. I cannot
furniture
wait
that
to
she's
try them.
using. The
I'm telling
silverware
you,
is
this
like
recipe is perfect. You have
grandmama's
got to give this a try at home.
70s.
Make sure you fry all the dumplings just like this.
The pans are like thrift store pans. I love
I
this.
am always making this recipe at home because everybody loves it and they always finish the whole thing.
It looks good. I
This
would eat it.
recipe is
I
simple
don't
and the
like
flavors are just
the.
so
I would not
perfect.
prepare the things the
Now,
way
I
that
went
she
ahead
did,
and
but this
added
thing
several
looks good.
dumplings to
The
my
dumplings,
pan.
the fritter,
We want to let
whatever
these
the hell
fry
these
on
are.
one side, and then when they're done frying on one side,
look
we're going to
good.
turn them over. I'm just going to use 2 forks to help me. These have been going for
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, my mouth is watering. Look how crispy these
It's like
are.
it's like
You've gotta try
hash
this at
brown
home. You
pucks
won't
or
regret
something.
it. All right, let's let these
I
cook
can
on
probably
the other
tweak those a
side.
little bit, make them better, but
And after just a few minutes, our recipe is ready.
I-
Let's go
I-
ahead and turn the heat off. And
I got
serve
I
these
got
on
no
a plate.
criticisms.
I just put a paper towel
Again,
down
I
just
would
to
have
soak
prepared
up
the
any
potatoes
excess
a different
oil.
way, but everything else has been
And that is it. We have
pretty
to
good so
try
far.
this. Look how
Maybe
good
the
they
carrots
look.
are.
Get your family together and enjoy.
I'd replace them with cheese, maybe.
A simple
Tee
trick in
hee.
chicken turns
No!
into a
No!
5-star
No!
restaurant dish. To
No!
start, I place a rack over
No! All right, we're gonna try find some chef-prepared dishes, I guess. Ditches. See what we come up with. In a Michelin kitchen, Italian kitchen. don't know that I want to like make fun of professional chefs. Not like we're making fun of anyone, but I don't know that I want to review professional chefs, you know? Because it all just looks good to me. It's so hard to criticize stuff like that. It just all so fucking delicious. Putanesca! How about this? How about this? Oh, damn,
I'm an amateur
bitch.
cook, trying to show you that cooking is really not that hard.
See, no, I can't look at stuff I like. I can't look at stuff I like. People don't like positivity on the internet. I gotta be talking shit about something. My mouth is watering looking at that fucking burger. Oh my god. I think maybe the home cook recipe was probably the best. The best one. It has like a mixture of different things, you know? What the fuck?
If you want to cook the best potatoes in your life, stop.
What horrors? What horrors have surfaced in mine eye and ear?
Throwing me straight into the oven. Do this.
Why does he have ears? Why does the potato have Winnie the Pooh ears?
Delicious
And he didn't have arms in the beginning, I'm pretty sure.
recipe instead. First, cut me into thick chunks.
Okay, what? Is this supposed to be scary?
Thick pieces give you crunch on the outside and soft clouds on the inside. Then boil me in heavily salted water for
I mean, I'm glad to see that he's repaired himself, but holy shit. This AI slop is actually scary.
10 minutes. This softens my outer layer and builds surface starch. Next, drain me completely just like your girl does. Then shake me.
Oh, fuck. Shit. How did the potato just fucking destroy us? Like, what the fuck? A potato just threw shade. What the fuck?
Starch. Next, drain me completely just like your girl does.
Oh my lord. Oh man, that we have finally achieved ascendance. I think society has finally evolved. This is the advent of a new dawn of everything. I don't think it's gonna get better than this. I think this is as good as it's gonna get. Let's just hear that one more time.
Builds surface starch. Next, drain me completely just like your girl does. Then shake me violently inside the pot. That starch is the secret. It is what turns into golden crust later. Spread me on a tray and do not overcrowd me. Space equals crisp. Pour hot oil over me, not cold oil. Hot oil seals the surface instantly. It hurts like hell, but it's necessary. Roast me at very high heat. Around 425.
Burning alive. He's just burning alive and he loves it. Even better, he doesn't love it. He sees it as a necessary evil. Look at the pain in his face. This is torture. Later, Slinky. Have a good one. Like, I'm what the fuck?
5 degrees Fahrenheit. Halfway through, take me out and flip me once. Just once. Respect the crust. When I come out of the oven, salt me immediately. Steam helps the salt stick.
I mean, that's one of those AI things where it's like he just breathes out salt. What the fuck was that? You couldn't just adjust the prompt a little bit, maybe?
Now split me open. Listen to that crunch. Crispy outside, fluffy inside.
None of these were the same preparation of potato. None of them. And why would you boil it and then put it in the oven? You can just throw potatoes right in the oven. It's got to be a fucking hot oven, and you pull them out and then you put them back in again at some point. Like do a little double.
You just got taught a
little
chef's
double
secret
cook.
recipe. Enjoy.
It's not if it's a chef's secret recipe. See, he starts out with no hands, and he gets more disgusting by the end.
Helps the salt stick.
Look at him. He's like
You just got taught a chef's heat. Around 4.
he goes
Not
back
cold
and
oil.
forth between having a
Next, drain me
nose.
completely just like your girl does.
So good. That's so good. Oh man, what a wonderful potato. What a wonderful AI slop potato. So good.
So there you have it. Dinner for...
We already did that. We already did that. No. 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 I put a stamp on this as a big goose. No, no. Do not buy a rotisserie. First of all, rotisserie chickens are a delicious and wonderful thing, and you should not mistreat them. All right? Do not mistreat a rotisserie chicken. Even if the skin may be flabby. Even if the flesh may be too moist. Rotisserie chickens are a delicious thing and a wonderful thing, and they are for everyone to enjoy, from a very old man to a frail little boy. I just wanted to rhyme something. Don't use that to make other recipes. It's not a hack. You're spending more money in the long run. Just buy a chicken that isn't cooked and then cook it yourself. There you go. For use in other recipes.
Got your rotisserie chicken. You're going to literally just
Yeah, literally.
drop it in the bag, okay?
You didn't cut it.
I didn't cut it because this is crazy. The only thing you cut is this little thing here. You want to cut the string that's around it.
Okay.
And take that out. I don't know if you've seen this, but it is crazy and it works. Seal it up. You're gonna roll it, and you're not gonna get your hands messy. I seriously think this might be working. So you just keep rolling.
Yeah, I mean, if you just take any food and smash it, once it's cooked, it'll break apart like that. Yeah, but it's gross what you're doing. Like it's just gross. Like you don't have to do this. You could just put on a pair of gloves and not get your hands messy. Put the fucking chicken in a bowl so it doesn't splatter all over the place, and put your hands in some fucking gloves. You're not supposed to be wearing fucking jewelry. You've got a watch on. You've got fucking, your nails are done. You've got 2 fucking rings on. There's 2 rings on that one fucking finger. So you've got 3 fucking rings on. You got a goddamn pendant on. And you're still trying to wear an apron like it's going to protect you from any goddamn thing. You're just trying to look like a goddamn homely housewife. And it ain't working, bitch. Sorry, I got heated. I got heated.
it.
But she's mistreating food. And you know, that's not something you should be doing. This is gross. Just put some fucking gloves on and just take the meat off the chicken so it's not mush by the time you get to it.
Roll it. It's like you're massaging the chicken. You're giving it a good little massage. Okay. Wow.
So this is instead of deboning.
This is the easiest way to keep your
Instead of deboning it, you're still gonna have to pull the bones out.
hands clean and debone it. Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I guess keep your hands clean, but you're still gonna have to get the bones out. And there's all kinds of cartilage in there too that's not broken down if it's just rotisserie. They're gonna be crunching on chicken knuckles all fucking night long.
Pretty much done.
Gross.
There, yeah. Wanna see
Gross.
it? Wanna see how it works?
A conscientious chef, a person who gives a shit about the food they're cooking, wouldn't buy rotisserie chicken to use in a different dish, but also would, like, you know, take care when they're separating the meat from the bone, because they don't want to include all that extra shit that they're definitely gonna miss. They're only gonna pull out the bones. Guarantee you. Only gonna pull out the bones.
This is crazy. And it's done.
I actually think that this is the best chicken deboning pack. Look at that. Oh, that's working.
Gotta blow my nose.
Okay, I'm going to open it up and show you.
No, yes, it's working, but that's the point. That's what's gross about it.
It actually blended it. Okay, massage. Okay, are you ready? I'll open it up for you to see. I'll open it up and show you.
So
how.
you're massaging or you're rolling?
I'm massaging it. I'm just sort of massaging.
She couldn't
and
even
rolling
say
at the
massage
same
3
time.
times in a row.
Just keep going, and then I'm gonna
Massage,
open it up
massage,
for you.
massage.
normally-
Massage mahal.
You normally
How
are.
much chicken you had? You
You
seriously?
normally debone it by like cutting it.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Look at how much chicken you have. You don't get more chicken in a rotisserie chicken that you didn't flatten in a bag versus a rotisserie chicken that you're just pulling the flesh off of. That's the... Unless you just regularly miss meat on the bones, which if you're pulling it off to use as something else, why the fuck would you be missing it? You still have to pull all the shit out of here.
Cut it, and your hands get all greasy.
Okay.
My hands are totally.
Not if you're wearing gloves. And I get that they're expensive right now, but the more people that buy them, the cheaper they'll be.
I've been working this now for a minute or two.
All right, take it out. Let me see.
I'm going to take it out.
Take it out. I'm ready.
And it's just dust. She's fucking massaged it into dust.
Are you sure? I want to make sure it's all off.
Yeah, it's done, right?
I think it is.
All right, let's see it.
Oh, see, one of the comments has it right. Look, I definitely see a bone splinter getting stuck in my throat. No way. I'll do it the old school way. Much safer. Yep. I would have had all the meat off and stock made before you got it in the bag. Yep. Just know you'll have stray bones. You'll not find them all. Yep.
Okay, look at that.
So is it
Whoa, so this is supposed to be deboning your chicken.
rage bait?
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
He's like, can I have
Look at
these?
this. You don't give chicken bones to dogs. Look at that. There's a bone.
Raw you can. I think. It's one way or the other. It's either... No, cooked they splinter. Cooked pork bones... Raw chicken bones, because raw chicken bones snap, I believe, as opposed to splinter. I can't remember. I can't remember which way it's supposed to be. I don't give my dogs any bones, but... if I did, I would want to make sure that I remember correctly. But it's cooked. It's either cooked or raw, one way or the other.
Oh, okay, so this is where we'll put the bones.
Okay, okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh, and you're getting a lot more meat.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's something you could have done in less than 2 seconds with just a pair of gloves on. You just like pull the bone up. There you go. Done. Like what?
Meat out of this.
It seriously worked.
Okay, so
It
do you dump
seriously
it in
works.
here?
Yes, this rage bait seriously
Amazing.
works.
What an easy way to debone your chicken. Look at this. You got your chicken.
He's just like, give it to
Look at
me.
that. It totally came off all the bones, and then you just put the bones over here, and you got your chicken already.
So you just have to pull the bones out and
So already, if you were pulling pieces off the chicken to take the bones out like meticulously, you would already be picking through the entire carcass. Now, you're making it harder on yourself, especially to detect all the little bits and pieces of cartilage that are then going to be crunchy and fucking gross and throw you off your entire meal. Why?
Yeah. And it's all ready to make your chicken salad.
oh wow.
That is the fastest way.
Oh my gosh.
That is amazing.
Oh yeah, there's a big bone.
You didn't see that. Easy dinner recipes, all right.
All right, that was just my meat sauce on the bottom of my 9x13, and that was 1.5 jars of marinara and 1.5 pounds of cooked ground beef. Next, I'm coming in with
Not just mixed together like willy-nilly, right? Like you cooked it down. I hope. Well, that doesn't really look like a meat sauce that I would have made. Like not a good gravy, you know?
my manicotti pasta, and I'm gonna grab my raw pasta, and I love that this has a hole to stick my string cheese into, and we're
Honestly, not a bad idea. To be quite honest, I gotta give some credit for that's pretty. That's a good home hack, I would say. It's a little suggestive in the footage. I would actually get some ricotta, and then stuff it. You know, like get a little like layer of ricotta in between the mozzarella and the pasta. But this is not bad. Would not have thought of this. It's more expensive to buy string cheese, like, because it's just low moisture mozzarella. That's all it is. You're just taking a little piece of it and like it pulls apart. That's how string cheese works. And you can do like there's a hack where you like batter it and deep fry string cheese, and that's like a very good substitute for just a regular mozzarella stick. They come out huge, but you know you could easily cut them in half, quarter them, or whatever you want. But the point is that string cheese works for stuff, you know, if you need low moisture mozzarella. And that's a nice hearty pasta. She's got a nice hearty meat sauce. It's not going to get too cheesy. Like, I don't see anything wrong with this, honestly.
We're going to stick a string cheese into each of our manicotti pasta pieces. This is such a yummy and delicious dinner. I know several of you have tried a version of this.
That's a lot of money in string cheese. So like maybe just buying low moisture mozzarella or buying like stuff off the block from the deli counter might have been a much cheaper solution. But again, still not a bad idea.
It's going to be fun and exciting, something the kids will love, and it's so easy to make. You can make it on any day of the week.
One of the comments says ricotta, please. I agree.
It cooks up in no time.
I agree.
So yeah, we're just grabbing all of our whole
100%.
manicotti and squeezing that into a 13, and then we are going to get this finished. So make sure you add a string cheese into each one. All right, we're going to finish this off by putting one more in the middle. And once we have those all placed, we are going to
the foundational load-bearing
push
one, you know.
these down to the bottom of our pan, making sure that they're fully engulfed.
Yep, no problem with it.
Sauce as best as possible. Ooh, this looks so good already.
Yeah,
And like I
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with you. I wouldn't even put more over it. Just go there. You don't even need to. You don't even need to. You can, but you really don't need to, especially if they're going to recommend cooking it at like a 350, like most cooks do.
And I use my favorite marinara in the whole world, Newman's Own. It is so good.
Newman's Own stuff is not my favorite. I know that a lot of people like it, and I don't want to badmouth it, but it is not my cup of tea. Newman's Own stuff. Like he's got pretty much everything. You know, he's got like parm, he's got ranch dressing, he's got tomato sauce. Not my cup of tea. Too sweet, too vibrant.
And all of its profits.
Doesn't taste cooked. It tastes like a young sauce, you know.
Because it is tasty and it's good for the world. All right, and we're just gonna
I mean, I'll agree that that company does do good things for, like, you know, charitable causes.
All right,
So,
now for the fun part.
you know,
I have my
you give and you
freshly
take.
grated mozzarella that we're gonna sprinkle right on top of our entire dish. All right, we're going for like a classic.
Damn, 15 fucking minutes.
We're gonna add this whole
Oh, okay,
entire
it's different.
bowl right. Oh, the pasta is perfectly cooked. I'm cutting it with my fork. It's al dente, which is how I like it.
Yeah, I mean, with the oven baked stuff, you're always going to get a little bit of it'll be more al dente than you may be used to, as an American eating Italian pasta. But it's fine. That it works. It works in the dishes, you know. If anything, I actually don't really think I would have changed much, except maybe make like a little more like crispy top or whatever. I don't know. It look. I like it. It looks good. I'm looking for bad recipes.
Today I'm going to show y'all how to make the best meatloaf recipe.
Now that doesn't look too bad. Damn it! I gotta stop seeing stuff that I like. I'm supposed to be reacting. I'm supposed to be like talking shit, you know, like not talking shit, but you get what I'm saying, like criticizing stuff.
recipe. This is also known as stovetop stuffing meatloaf.
Ooh,
and as you can see, it's
that
super
looks
juicy,
good.
which is just how a good meatloaf should be. Plus, it's easy to make. So
I gotta stop. No, I gotta look at crappy stuff. I gotta try and find people who think their cooking is good. This is AI. There's no way that's not AI.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, 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 level up. 5.
That had to have been AI. Am I good at spotting AI? If you're just joining, welcome. Hi, guys. I'm trying to find people to hang out with. Okay, chat? If you're just randomly swiping in, why don't you say hi? I'm here trying to hang out. We're watching some unexpectedly delicious TikToks, and I'm looking for people to share this with, all right? So don't swipe away immediately. Don't just swipe away all willy-nilly, all right? Let's build a community. Why the fuck not? Huh? I'm well on my way to 500 subscribers. It's beautiful outside today. It's really not. It's cloudy. But it has the potential to be beautiful outside today. All right? Watch. If I get a bunch of subs, the gods are probably going to smile down upon us and bless us with some god rays right through this fucking window. Right through it. I bet you. I fucking bet you. Don't. The music is delegitimizing the power of what I'm saying a little bit, but you get what I'm saying. You catch my drift. I don't think I will for now.
Did you know? If you have 3 potatoes at home, don't just boil them the usual way.
What are we doing? This isn't where I left off.
If you've wanted to get in.
Y'all, these Cajun hard-boiled eggs was the truth. I typically only eat them when I'm eating a seafood boil, but man.
I don't know that I've ever had Cajun boiled eggs before.
Letting them marinate in and outside of that egg, oh my God. This is very simple and easy to make. So if you're looking for a low-calorie diet meal...
Damn, see, again, let's see, a home chef hack. See, now that sometimes is full of people like having the wrong idea. What the fuck? Don't pour oil directly onto your hand. There's just no reason to do that. Put on some gloves. There's a bunch of hacks for making shish or what are the other thin skewers? I forget what they're called, but shish. There is a lot of hacks for making it easy, and almost none of them involve needing to pour oil directly onto your hand. I'd say maybe follow one of those. Ah! Ah! Who's Luis? Somebody get Luis. What? That's what the comments said. I don't know what it meant. I mean, you don't need to do that. You can, but you don't need to. I don't think it's strictly necessary. Okay, here we go. Maybe this person. No, give me sound. Give me sound.
Chef Brian. Nope, it's not it either. Hey there, my name's Brian. Hey there, my name's Chef Brian. Nope, it's not it either. Hey there, my name's Chef Brian, and here are 5 tips to make.
Did he mean to leave that out, or to edit that, or is is that... Hang on, let me... What?
Welcome to Anything But a Salad. Today we're going to go over what to do with leftover salad.
Yeah, no.
Maybe a neighbor, a family...
Hi, I'm Chef Brian. Hey there, my name's Chef Brian.
You made a bit of a mistake. Hey guys, my name's Goose. Welcome to my cooking channel. Today we're gonna make some fuck! Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Goose. Today we're gonna make some god damn it! See, I think I'd be like, my bloopers would be a lot better. It's been a while since I've read a script, but there's always time.
Nope, that's not it either. Hey there, my name's Chef Brian, and here are 5 tips to make you a better home chef. Not even a chef. Number 1.
No, that was no. He intended to do that. That's that when you are preemptively putting your armor up in case you think someone's gonna push back against you.
Stop using cooking spray on your non-stick pans. Cooking spray contains lecithin inside of it, which actually will take away the non-stick coating on your non-stick pans. Instead, we want you to use extra virgin olive oil or butter. Number 2, stop using Himalayan.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can use there's oil-based sprays. There's he's talking about PAM. Like you don't want to use a lecithin-based reactive agent on your non-stick pans, but I don't think that I've seen anybody using PAM for like 20 years. I think that's more of a Midwest thing, probably. You don't see many people using PAM on the coasts.
Hand salt, sea salt, or finishing salts as you're seasoning your food. Instead, use kosher salt, and you'll thank me later.
Pretty much everybody knows that. Pretty much everybody knows that at this point. I think we are all quite aware that you are supposed to use kosher salt and not weird pink salts and shit. I think the last guy to try to pioneer gray salt for regular seasoning was the late Michael Chiarello, but God rest his soul. Yeah, I would recommend, not spreading tips that everybody knows. But it's fine. It's fine. Maybe if you think, this is my work. I've got to tell the world. It could be AI. You never know.
Number 3, as you're cooking pasta, always reserve at least half a cup to a cup of pasta water to elevate your pasta dishes. Number 4.
That's like a pretty well-known, just kind of a weird habit that people got into. You don't necessarily have to save your pasta water. I would always recommend just having a squeezer of water or a bottle of water near you while you're cooking, because water is one of the most essential things that you can use while you're cooking to thin out sauces, to enhance the texture of something, to really buy you some time or to make a dish better. In things like pastas, you're squeezing water in there to allow the starches to develop more so that they can marry better with whatever it is, the condiment that you're using to cook or that you're using to dress the pasta with. But it's not strictly necessary that you save pasta water. I think that it takes too much effort, unless you've just already got like a cup handy and you can just scoop it out. It's one more thing to consider, and you really should be thinking about something creative rather than procedural. Priorities, right?
Always season and taste your food as you go. A lot of the times,
yeah,
season in the beginning, follow a recipe, get our finished food, and then be like, oh, I wish I added a little bit more of this, or I wish it had a little less of that. Always season your food as you go.
Yeah, what is this weird editing style? Like he's highlighting the sound of a fly? So confused.
There's a freaking fly in the house. That's massive. Babe, this fly's like a bird. Number 5. Did he
Because it seems like his other videos are pretty, like, sketch-ish. He doesn't really talk about, you know, chef stuff. I don't know. Seems weird. Seems real strange. What was that in the picture? Weird. Okay. Yeah, sure. So, when you say something like "I learned this from a chef," I mean, it doesn't really increase your credibility, because there's a lot of, like, chefs are like a dime a dozen. Like, you could throw a cat or swing a cat around or something and hit a chef, I think is what my grandmother would have said. And really anyone who cooks on TikTok can call themselves a chef. So I pay that no mind, and neither should you. I learned this from a chef. All right. Cool. I hope it's good.
The boogity bang bang, the boogie to the boogity beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. And me,
What? What? Hold on. What? Why?
Now what you hear is not a
What's the point of that? What? Are you just shitty at restraint? Do you not have muscle, like, elasticity? Like, your muscles don't respond to your brain signals, so you can't, like, pour something and then control it, like, or you put it into your hand and then, like, sprinkle it on? Like, is that, do you really needed a hack for this? Interesting. Risking the health of your knife in order to do so. Just so that you can trickle pour salt. And you shouldn't be using table fucking salt anyway. Don't fucking use table salt to season your fucking shit. Don't do it. There's no reason to do it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Please. Please, you don't have to do it. Please don't do it. Please don't use table salt to season your food, please. Please don't do it. Please promise me you'll never use table salt to season your food. Please tell me. Please promise me you won't do it. Please promise me. Please make me that promise. I swear to God, please make me that promise. Please, dear God, Jesus, and all the babies in heaven. Nor do you need to do some weird food hack in order to make it trickle slowly onto whatever it is you're trying to use table salt to season. Okay. Chef-inspired cooking tips. This is an AI-generated summary of the content. Is not intended to provide factual context. If you think you can have blah 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 blah. What? Professional kitchen tricks.
And me and my friends are gonna try to move your feet.
No. You're wasting paper towel and you're wasting oil by doing that. Sometimes oil can help to break up the surface tension of things that are starchy, but it's really just easier to put a wooden spoon across the top. That's kind of an ancient trick that was from a long time ago and is now one of the defining characteristics of people still having wooden spoons in kitchens, so they can diffuse the bubbles. If you're just swiping in, welcome. I knew you'd come.
You don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make your body rock.
Oh, they just figured out how to use a box grater from a chef.
The red and the brown, the purple and yellow. But first, I gotta bang bang the boogie to the boogie.
So the trick that they learned from a chef was to turn their grater sideways. I mean, there is a thing called ergonomics, and it's just kind of a way that we operate. But it is something you can teach. It is a concept that is out there in the ether. You can talk about ergonomics. You can train somebody in ergonomics. It's just how to make sure that we're doing things so that our body doesn't fail us too early on in the game, you know? If it feels weird, just as human beings, just as normal, just as people, just as, like normal living things, animals, whatever. If it feels weird to hold your hand at a certain angle when you're doing something, adjust your fucking angle. You don't have to have learned these skills from a chef, like you say you did. You simply turn it on its side and use it fucking that way.
Up jump the boogie to the bang bang boogie, let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make your body rock.
There's a handle on the end of it for a fucking reason. Are we apes? Did we go back in time to the, was it us all along?
Well, so far you've heard my voice, but I brought two friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank.
I mean, that's something that you learn like a day into cooking with and working with anything like that, and you wouldn't be fucking wearing jewelry.
Come on, Hank, sing that song. Check it out. I'm
That's for Galtern, sure.
The women fight for my delight, but I'm the grand master with the 3 MCs.
No, that's unsafe. You wouldn't be doing that. Don't do that. That's unsafe.
That shock the house for the young ladies, and when you come inside into the front, you do the freak.
And then what do you think that the chef is going to say when he sees you rolling potatoes with your knife and then trying to boil them to get the skin off? What do you think he's going to say? He's going to say, could you please stop doing that? You're wasting materials, and I'd much prefer that the potato stays raw before it is meant to be cooked. So just peel them like a normal person, and we can all carry on with our day. Thanks. Appreciate it. Judging by your last video, I'm going to say, no, you didn't. I mean, you certainly didn't learn how to just avoid coating most of the chicken in the egg from a chef, I can tell you that much. Nor would a chef have told you to use the same tongs, and not just your gloved hands, to bread the thing. Nor would he have told you to do this on a flat surface, because you're going to get this shit everywhere. I mean, unless you're super dainty like that, and you're just avoiding getting anything on the chicken. I mean, my kitchen hack for breading chicken is to just do the paper bag method. You just get a paper bag, fill it with all your dry ingredients and your seasonings, coat the chicken in flour and egg, and then just drop it in the paper bag, shake the paper bag a bunch. You've got perfectly breaded chicken. Yeah, if you do it the way that you did, yes, you definitely. If you just gingerly dip the chicken into the batter for just like a moment, you go, it might be too much. No. Then yes, then yeah, that's easy to clean up. Sure. It didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. My grandma taught me this. To that I say no. I always do this. No, don't do it. No, don't do it. No, please. This is nothing. You need something that has a surface that is porous to break the surface tension of the boiling thing. The only reason it is doing what it is in the first place here is not because there's anything starchy in there, but because they have filled the thing entirely too full. So, you know, just for the gram. But this is a whole level of evil. Do not extrude meats unless you are specifically meaning to do so. Why would you do this? What would be the reason for this? Oh, thank God. Oh, thank the Lord. He was just poaching it. No, he was trying to take the skin off and poaching it? Did he mean to just take the skin off, or was he trying to poach it? Because that's what he did. It's a weird, quick poaching for some reason. I don't know why he set it over ice, because he wanted that to save the flesh. I guarantee you it's poached. At least halfway through. Your grandmother taught you this. I mean, that is way more dangerous than simply just doing it the right way. The whole reason people did that in the first place is because you need to have a flat surface in order to make it safe to, you know, to cut it the way that you're going to cut it, you know. It's kind of weird that it's like that. You know, we're going back in time, it seems like. A little strange, but, you know, go off, Queen, I guess. Don't put rice on the bottom of a dish. That touches surfaces that are not meant for food. So don't do that. Why the fuck would you want to do this? What's the point? What the fuck is the point? There's a dish on... You know that there's a dish that is here that you can just put the food into? There's a dish. And if you need high sides on the dish, then you can use a bowl. There's a thing that's called a bowl. And you can put the food in there, and then you can eat the food from there. You don't need to make a bowl out of the food and then try to eat the bowl with the food in there. That's not a genius cooking tip. That is simply a way to dress something up and make it look a little more fancy. That's fine. I'm not going to hate on that. Just don't present it as a genius cooking tip, because that it is not. Do not crack eggs on the side of a pan. Salmonella lives on the outside of eggs generally, and the reason why it tends to get into the egg is A, because the way that we store eggs in America is crazy, but also B, because people do this fucking shit and drive the shell of the egg into the egg. You have a much less chance of doing that if you simply crack it on a flat surface and actually just find the separation and open it like that. And you're way more likely to get shards if you crack it on the side of a pan or like on a jagged edge, on like a sharp edge. You don't have to steam your eggs. Just be better at cooking them. I mean, it really is not that hard to just make a good over medium egg or whatever. Oh, that was the tip. Okay. Weird. All right. You could just peel your potatoes. The only reason that you would need to extrude them like that would be because you're making gnocchi or potato like latkes or something. But I would probably shred them for latkes. What? So you're selling a product then? So you're selling a product. You are selling a product. Where you're not selling a product. Okay. I would have thought you were selling a product because that's clearly an advertisement for that product. Nope. All right. Weird. So a genius cooking tip that requires you to buy something very specific. Okay. Well. 11 minutes? First of all, gross. That pasta would not taste good. But 11 minutes is way longer than it takes to just cook pasta. It takes, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes for most types of pasta once you've got the water boiling. You can also do the new modern sort of method where you cook it from cold in a shallow pan using as little water as possible. Yeah, this is just weird. You gotta buy something specific. They don't even tell you what to buy for it. Most of that toast was burnt. But okay. You could just do that in the thing. No, what are you doing? Now you've ruined the integrity of the parchment. What the fuck was the point of that? What the fuck was the point? This is that 5 minute craft vibe. No! You're gonna just way over agitate those potatoes and it is gonna taste real shitty. They're gonna be gummy, they're gonna be doughy. Ugh. Gross. Don't do that to your potatoes, okay? Please. Oh, let's see. Fucking Christ. Oh, it's a Searsall. They're using the boring, but I mean, that's basically a Searsall. Personal chefs. I do love talking shit about personal chefs. Ooh, dear God. These AI cooking hacks. Watch some of that.
To cooking in less than 6 minutes. If you're still thawing meat the traditional way, you're wasting time and putting your health at risk. Most people don't realize
Stop
it,
manhandling
but
that
thawing
meat.
meat the wrong way can ruin its texture, affect the flavor, and even create the
Stop
perfect
wiggling it.
environment for harmful bacteria.
Stop.
That's why, once I learned this simple trick, I never went back. Look, this frozen piece would normally take hours to thaw naturally. But with this
I don't know what you mean thaw naturally.
Juicy and full of flavor.
Does he mean like on a counter? Or in the fridge, ideally?
And it's not magic, it's science. Cambridge studies show that the combination of acidity and salinity triggers reactions that speed up thawing without destroying the meat fibers. First, grab a container. Fill it with 1 liter of water. Then add 100 milliliters of white vinegar.
That's not going to do shit. Any study like that would have been talking about like massive amounts of these types of interactions, not like on a massive scale, not just at your home on your counter. It's not going to create a reaction like that. Acidity versus salinity. No, the best way to thaw things is really just to put it in a bowl that will cover that will hold enough water to cover whatever it is, and you leave a tap running cold so that the water cycles, so it like fills up and it starts overflowing, and the water keeps cycling fresh water in. The agitation from the running water actually helps things thaw like 60 times faster. way, 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 way faster. I'm gonna grab some more water. BRB. Well, I'm out of water. Darn it. Darn it. Dag burn it. If you're just joining, please stick around. We are trying to get as many people in here as possible. Trying to break a record of sorts. That is to say, my record, the record of viewers.
This little detail makes all the difference.
Say hi
Vinegar
in the
speeds
chat.
up thawing while protecting the fibers, keeping the texture and flavor intact, just like professional chefs do.
Nope,
Now-
that's not what professional chefs do. Professional chefs do it exactly the way I described.
Now comes the second ingredient, salt. Add 2 full tablespoons.
No.
It may sound simple, but here's why it works. Salt raises the water's temperature and creates the perfect environment to speed up the thawing process. With
Like, salt doesn't just sit there raising the water's temperature. That's... Try it yourself. Go and get a cup of water and put a thermometer in it, and then grab some salt and put it in there, put some acid in there, you know, vinegar or whatever, and then take a temp of it. It's not going to heat up the water. It will not increase the temperature of the water. That is just fucking, like, the weirdest statement you could have made.
without damaging the protein. Have you ever tried this trick before? Drop a comment
It
below.
said- he said-
Perfect environment to speed up the thawing process without damaging the protein. Have you ever tried this trick before? Drop a comment below. I'm going to try this trick.
Man.
Every time you forget to take the meat out ahead of time, just use this method. Place the meat inside a tightly sealed plastic bag and immerse it in the container. Important warning: never let the meat touch the water directly. It increases
There's a person who actually gave a pretty good not pushback, but posed a question, I guess. I fail to understand the point of the vinegar. Salt will prevent the water to freeze at 0 Celsius, so it remains in liquid form even down to -15, and this is maybe the thing that is searched in here as the ice cover over the meat would work like insulator. But this size, if meat and 5 minutes, sounds a little too optimistic. I'm sorry, how long you're saying to put it
the
only in
risk
5
of
minutes?
Dangerous bacteria. The bag is essential for safety and hygiene. Once the container is sealed, just wait a few minutes. In about 5 minutes, your meat is completely thawed, tender, and ready to cook. Watching it transform so quickly is really
bullshit.
impressive.
Just straight
Here's
up
the result.
bullshit.
Evenly thawed meat, still juicy, never dry. Since I learned this, I've never wanted to go back to the old way. It really works. And the best part, this trick isn't just for beef. You can use it for chicken, fish, and even frozen vegetables. In just minutes, everything is ready to cook without the hassle.
And it doesn't say that it's fake or anything. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. It worked. It worked. Fuck you. It worked. God damn. Some
I'm
stupid
making the
people out
perfect
there.
mussels. Melt down half a stick of salted butter, shallots, green and red diced bell peppers. Mix
No, I know you're going to make something that I like. I cannot be seen making positive statements, all right? I'm not going to get the viewers if I'm not negative, all right? That's just how YouTube works, okay?
garlic, salt and pepper, garlic and onion powder. Food, please. Tomato paste, seafood stock.
Yeah, okay, all that is going to be really good.
Look at that. Taste this.
Oh, God, yeah, okay. No, I can't watch this. Please don't use a tool to shred your chicken that looks like this. Don't use those bear claws. Don't use a fucking like electric fucking spatula thing. Don't use that. Don't do any of that shit. Just take your hand, the tongs that God fucking gave you, and shred it yourself. Don't be a lazy bitch. What the fuck is that? That's a fly? Oh, this motherfucker's going down. Son of a bitch. Eat that. Get the fly. I tried to get my youngest one to go get the fly. She doesn't want to. She's laying down on the bed. I think she must be scared of the fly. Help me! So yeah, no, don't use these.
20 seconds. Literally, I'm so amazed.
See, you end up with chicken threads. That's not appetizing. That's gross. Don't do that. Don't be gross. Don't be gross, people, okay? Guys, don't be gross, please. Just don't be gross.
Video for promiscuous, my style is ridiculous. See us in the club, we like to be nice. See us on the club.
Good, just what we need, another middleman. Like, personal chefs already advertise for themselves, and being on a network of personal chefs is not going to increase your visibility except among other personal chefs. No reason to have a service that does anything like that. I would say stay very, very clear away. I
They
love
caramelize
this, the
sticky
AI.
sweet, like Texas barbecue ribs. If you rub baking soda on cheap beef for 15 minutes,
What are you talking about?
if you brine pork ribs in cola overnight, they caramelize sticky sweet, like Texas barbecue.
It doesn't just happen. It's not just fucking magic. You gotta glaze it like the entire way. You gotta do like a lot of work in between that and sticky whatever fucking Texas barbecue
ribs.
is talking about.
If you rub baking soda on cheap beef for 15 minutes, then rinse, it velvets juicy like a velveted takeout. If
That's not true at all. That's not even a little bit true. That is just bullshit. Utter bullshit.
you splash vinegar into ground
I love how it pours out of the side of the cup.
beef while browning, it stays crumbly loose, like diner burgers.
Can't you like proofread the script before you like let the AI speak it? Like can't you edit that?
If you marinate shrimp,
No, I want you to say that again. Ew, why is your finger covered in white
if you
goo?
splash vinegar into ground beef while browning, it stays crumbly loose, like diner burgers.
Wait.
If
Did
you
he have 3
marinate-
hands? Hold
stays
on.
crumbly loose, juicy like a velveted takeout. If you splash vinegar into
No, he
ground
didn't have
beef
3
while
hands.
browning, it stays crumbly loose,
Why did he change his chef jacket?
like diner burgers.
Like diner burgers.
If you marinate shrimp in yolk,
Why do your fingers look like that? Please.
before grilling, they
Oh, God, no. This is not how food looks.
plump buttery like Seafood Shack specials. If you brine
Oh my God. Why? Why was your hand covered in goo? Oh my God. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Don't. Please. Nobody do this. Why? What is... Why? No! Does that not look like suggestive? Like just letting it flop out of there? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you ruining your toaster? It's definitely gotta be rage bait. Do not ever face a knife towards your hand. Ever. Never face a knife. Never face the business edge of a knife towards your hand. Ever. I hope they're using the back of the knife. We shall see. Oh my god. Please. Knife safety is one of my biggest bugaboos. I get so scared watching people do dangerous things with knives. Don't. I have seen people stab through their hands before on multiple occasions. Enough so that I am now traumatized enough so that every person I see putting a knife towards their hand makes me just so uncomfortable. Hey, Helmet, how's it going? Don't put knives towards your hand. Please don't ever put a knife towards your hand. Oh, good. Yeah, they're using the back of the knife. Thank the frickin' Lord. Yep, and if you're using something heavy, like one of those Utos. Looks like a black iron Uto. Or a blue steel. You can hear it. That's a high carbon. That's a high carbon knife there. Stabbed myself before, it's no fun. Yeah. Scary. Oh, Jesus. Everyone's doing these AI things.
But should be. First up, onions. Did you know you can
Isn't
slice
AI
them without
like
crying?
sophisticated enough that you can just like do the video now? Like you can just make a convincing video in AI. Like I'm pretty sure that is a thing now. Fuck. Weird. What does Gordon have to say?
Pepper must be smooth and firm, not a wrinkle inside. Now, how to cut the perfect pepper. Stalk off, pepper down.
Gordon! Ah, you make it so easy to hate you. Why the fuck would you waste time cutting off the stalk? Why the fuck? Why? There's no reason. You don't need to just cut the green part in half. Like, oh my god. With a pepper, you can do it one of many different ways. You can either cut the segments off in quarters. You can cut it in half. I don't advise doing that just because it seems like a waste of time. You could cut the top off, or you could cut top and tail if you really don't want any like uneven pieces in, but you cut the top off and then you segment it enough so that you can cut it into ribbons to dice. That's it. You don't fucking... That's an extra step. I think probably what I think is so sinister about Gordon Ramsay, and this is me spilling the tea. This is me spoiling his entire thing. It's just his entire operation. I'm exposing his entire operation. All right? This is his entire plan for world domination. He has engaged in a 40 years long, 30 years long, however long he's been on TV. He's engaged in that many years long campaign to encourage chefs to cook the wrong way so that their level of skill will always be below his so that he remains at the top. Mark my words. All right? This is why he's a famous chef, because he cuts the green part off and you don't. No, that's a stupid thing. It's an extra step. It's not efficient.
Get the knife, start from the top, and slice all the way around.
You're going to waste so much of that pepper if you do what he's suggesting.
Basically, we're going to be slicing around the seeds.
You just use your fucking hands and you remove them. If you cut the top off, then it makes the center really easy to just pull right out. The spice, as they always say, is in the seeds, but where it comes from is what's called the membrane. It actually has a name. Something membrane. And I think it's funny because it reminds like it slightly suggests like the labial membrane or it's something like that. It sounds suggestive. But anyway, you cut the top off, and the top you then can just dice, right? That's usable. But cutting the top off at a certain length, it removes both the stem because it separates itself from the green part, but it also exposes a little slot where you can kind of get your hand in and just pull the core out, including the membrane as well. Easy fucking peasy. Then you just cut up the goddamn pepper. You've wasted no pepper at all. On his...
We're going to cut it into a julienne.
He wasted most of the pepper!
Flatten the pepper.
This is just a rich kid who's just like, oh yes, I've decided to harvest these $30 strawberries and I'm going to charge $30 for them. They will run out. You will have to reserve them.
Down onto the board because it's
Go
a lot
fuck
easier
yourself, Gordon
to slice
Ramsay.
through the pepper, and just lift the knife up and down.
What a
And
fucking hack.
basically, julienne is a chef's word for strips.
Basically, Julian is a chef's word for strips. What a fucking douche. What a fucking douche. Julienne is just the term that you use for that cut. It's a French word, and if you want to use the French terms, you can. You can use English terms if you'd like. It's not a chef's word. It's just the name of the cut. Holy shit. What a fucking arrogant gas bag.
To identify the perfect pepper.
My God.
The way we perceive flavor has chef secrets.
Stop connecting your
Gordon.
Is it cake or is it steak?
Why is
Or
that a
it
question? That looks like delicious steak.
150. Let me know.
Okay.
Is it cake or...
But I mean, it's a little undercooked for my taste. I like things a little closer to medium. I know that like you're supposed to like things medium rare when you're a professional chef or whatever. But I like things how I like them. A little bit more medium. I like the fibers. I like the texture of biting into a piece of meat, you know? A texture. I love the texture. Oh, we could do tips for chefs. People looking to get into the industry, maybe? You know? Well, wait, come on.
To grab that added moisture, we're gonna sauce it. If we're gonna add any extra accoutrement, salt,
Okay.
seasoning,
I
etc.
don't think that's what I was looking for. Chef career tips.
Bad.
Culinary school is worth it if you don't go into debt over it. You learn the most while you are in
What? No.
School is worth
I
it.
disagreed.
Don't go into debt.
I kind of. I don't know who wouldn't go into debt doing something. And I don't know if you're ever going to have enough money on hand of liquid finances to be able to just go to culinary school. It's like mine was like it's like $178,000 when all was said and done for like a 2-year course. I need to pee. I will be right back. Be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm looking for my be right back. Be right back sign. Be right back. I'll be right back. 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 What do you want? What do you want? You crazy. These pups are not hunters, let me tell you. Hey. My cousin is a sommelier at a fancy restaurant in San Francisco. He gets $100K or something a year to drink wine. Well, I mean, he doesn't just get to drink wine, okay? He gets to go to like other countries and learn how they make their wine, all on the owner's expense, and I'm pretty jealous of people who can do that. Pretty jealous, let me tell you. I would love to be able to just talk about wine all fucking day long. Oh man, that would be like the dream. That was the dream for a very long time, and when I was denied opening my last restaurant, I kind of was like, fuck this, I am not doing this anymore. And then I just stopped cooking. Started working in grocery stores. Actually, pretty good change, I would say.
You learn the most while you are in the kitchen. You don't learn necessarily technique, and you might also form bad habits when it comes to hygiene. And that's unfortunate. Being a chef...
True. So far. Pretty true.
...is long hours. Expected to come early in the morning, stay past your 8-hour shift. It doesn't pay that great, especially at the beginning. Being a line cook is a rite of passage. If you're going to become an excellent chef, you have to understand the different various stations of a kitchen.
Which is why it really takes a chef to open a restaurant. I honestly do not think that many other previous modes of employment are adequate to prepare one for owning a restaurant and all the shit that comes with it. If you spend time as a chef, and I don't mean a cook, I mean like a chef, like running a kitchen, being in charge of ordering and scheduling and all that kind of stuff. Spending time as a chef means you're going to be thrown into a lot of unexpected situations, and you pretty much have to keep your head on a swivel at all times. And you're basically the guy that is the only one that is responsible for that. And if I can dispel one myth about cooking in professional kitchens now, it's that it is in any way glamorous or a thankful job. There's an episode of Futurama that I always refer to when I'm talking to people about being a chef. And it's where Bender is like trapped in space somehow. He got flung out of the ship and he's like floating through space, and he encounters a being before that he like gets life on his, like he gets hit by an asteroid or something and life forms on his body. And they form into two civilizations. Eventually they end up killing each other and yada yada yada. Long story short, basically the civilization that he is essentially their god, they wipe each other out, and so he's floating through space and he's really unhappy. And he meets a cloud of whatever, a cloud of like particles that start speaking to him, you know, telepathically or however he's speaking to him. Basically, he reveals himself to be God, essentially. And he's like, you know what it's like to have, you know, civilizations go at each other's throats. Like, what could I have done differently? And the only thing he told him, like, that was like the quote that I like, is, if you do things right, nobody will ever know you did anything at all. And that's a good philosophy to understand, that you're going to have to relegate to yourself if you become a restaurant chef, because everyone around you is hoping to take credit for things that each other are all doing, because restaurants are often cutthroat, and it's usually like a high school environment with cliques and social groups and whatnot. I encourage you not to play into that, just as a rule in general when working anywhere. But it's especially prevalent in kitchens and restaurants. And yeah, it's hard to completely stay out of that, but you should, especially if you're prone to the drama in the workplace. But whatever my point was,
restaurant kitchen,
reiteration,
however,
confirmation.
It shouldn't be your end goal. Owning a restaurant is probably not worth it. The profit margins of a restaurant is crazy slim. A restaurant aims to have just food cost under 30%. That is
And that's a lot. That's still pretty high. That is a very high food cost. I guess maybe modern day with all of just how the world is right now, that's a more fair estimate. But holy shit, I used to be able to keep my food costs under like 18%, but that was like 10 years ago. So I assume that it's probably going to be way higher now. Also, guys on the vertical, holy shit, if you're just flipping in or swiping in and swiping away immediately, could you stop doing, don't do that. Just hang out for a bit. See if the stream is something you want to hang out with before you decide, no, this guy looks old.
Labor, that doesn't include overhead, strictly food. Invest in good shoes. I cannot tell you how many hours you are on your feet. Even with the rubber mats that we have on the floor. I wear Blundstone, which is a hiking boot from Australia.
Personally, my favorite is still Crocs. I go with the version 2 Light Stride material. Hey, Angel, what's going on? It molds to your feet every time you step down. So you're never encountering any kind of like arch difficulties, or if you have flat feet, you're always supported. Those types of Crocs are absolutely great. But I don't recommend Crocs like in a busy industrial kitchen, because they're not like steel-toed or anything. It's just that material, that light ride material or whatever. I would never tip. Well, I don't know why you'd want to advertise that in here, Angel. We're pretty pro-tipping.
They are expensive, about $150.
Yeah.
Every penny, because I figured if it's a hiking boot, it's meant to be worn on a terrain for hours on end, and the sole is not slick.
Unless I think the service is amazing. Angel, do you live in the United States?
Don't worry about your knife kit. Have one
True.
solid knife
True.
that you can rely on, that is a workhorse. A big fancy kit is fun to grow over time. Don't feel like you need to spend thousands and thousands of
Then you are not expected really to tip in most countries, so that's acceptable. But in America, you're kind of required to.
dollars on your knives. It's a weird keep of the Joneses thing here in this industry. Don't fall.
Yeah, it really is not necessary to have like a big elaborate kit. Anytime a cook walks into a new job with like a whole knife roll and has like every utility that you could ever think of, it's very, very clear that they're not well experienced, or at least they've fallen for the gag of, you know, having to be all kitted out. You don't need that. I want to move to the USA, then you better get used to the idea of tipping. The only knife you need is the one from the infomercial that can cut through cans and then a tomato. Yeah, you're talking about the Ginsu knives. Or I think they probably changed those. They were probably became Cutco, because Ginsu was maybe seen as a little racist, a little racially charged. But I know it's Cutco now. I'm turning off the face cam once again. If you also inhale your medication, please feel free to join me. I'm gonna give a big cheers while I'm letting this play, and then we're gonna find a different video. I need bad hot takes. I need to talk shit about something, okay?
Fall for it.
Cheers.
Go out for drinks with your
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
coworkers, but not overnight.
Yes.
Great to
Yes.
form a bond with.
Somebody said. Oh, damn it! Why did I pick right now? Okay, sorry. I'll come back to it when I am done. Cheers.
Your line with the people that you work with, because chemistry in a busy kitchen is incredible. Bonding after a crazy shift with a beer is one of the best times. You won't have much of a life when it comes to weekends, holidays, and nights as a chef. People want to eat and go out and dine and have their events on those days, and that's the reality, and you have to be okay with that. The best money in this industry for you to earn as a chef is to become a private chef. Breaking into the private chef world is very hard to do, and it also just depends on what city that you're in. The big cities is where you want to be a private chef. It's where the money is. It's where the rich people are. Don't think being a chef is like Food Network. Being a chef is mentally and physically taxing. Being yelled at, getting burned, getting cut, have a bajillion tickets and you feel like you're gonna drown. You're on your feet for long hours. It is tough. Restaurant people are some of the best people you'll ever know in your life. Back of house people, they are ride or die. We may be crazy, because we are. You have to be a little crazy. The best people in my life have been people I met sharing the line.
Fuck yeah, dude. I am so on board with this creator. That is such good insight, and I agree 100%. Don't cross the line into fraternizations, but understand that the people that you cook with and the people that you work with are going to have to be there in the trenches with you, regardless of whether or not they'll let you marry their sister. You know, like, you should be close with the people that you see and work with closely every day. That's gonna help make things so much easier. And yeah, it's just that's such good insight. I agree wholeheartedly. Bye, hello, bye, hello, bye. Bye, hello, bye, hello.
Getting annihilated on a busy Friday or Saturday night, or a fucking Sunday brunch. Ugh.
Everybody, that is true disgust, and I share it. Every chef worth their salt fucking hates brunch, but it is a necessary evil.
Leave your ego.
My friend who I had a business with when I was just coming up in Sacramento, he just got a Michelin recognition. I think it's just like getting a Michelin star, but he basically just got a Michelin star for a brunch place in Sacramento. Some people are fucking crazy. You know, some people are crazy.
Out the door. I'm serious. You will be humbled so fast. You don't know everything.
Yep.
You're always going to learn. If you have a loved one that's in this industry, especially a cook, the best thing you can do is to cook for them. We spend so many hours in our lifetime cooking for other people.
That was one of the things that my surrogate mentor, Saint Anthony of Bourdain, he said, you know, that cooking itself, cooking professionally, is about dominance. It's about bending the service to your will, bending the ingredients to your will, making the dishes do what you want them to do, and enforcing consistency across the duration of service. But eating is about submission. It's about laying yourself at the feet of your the person who's feeding you, and allowing them to take you on whatever journey they want to. It's about submission. And another thing he said that I also agree with was that chefs are more sentimental. They're often more sentimental than anything else. And it's all about sense memories. It's all about the poetry of the thing the first time you did the thing. And it's all about capturing those moments in whatever medium. It's like just art, you know, all that kind of shit. It's the philosophy, if you will.
And we never have people cook for us. It is the best. Even if you make us Kraft mac and
Yep.
cheese and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yep.
That labor of love goes so far. So cook for
Best way to get to a chef's heart is just cooking for them. Like, I don't care. You could be rolling up salami and some American cheese, and I will be on the edge of tears when you present me with that plate, because I never get cooked for. That is just that is like the dream right there. So yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Let's see what Gordon Ramsay says.
What advice do you have for the young people out there who dream of becoming chefs?
Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Learn a second or third language. Understand a multicultural insight to your cuisine, and constantly step out of your comfort zone.
So yeah, like an international take on it, but yeah, I wouldn't say that learning a second or third language is ever a bad thing, but you definitely, if you work in the U.S., I got phlegm, it's like built up right back there. If you live in the U.S. or if you work in the U.S., one of the best things that you can ever do when getting into the restaurant industry is learn Spanish. I would highly recommend it. Increasingly, other regional dialects are becoming more and more integrated into the restaurant world zeitgeist, but it's still, English and Spanish are still very dominant, and I would definitely encourage that you learn Spanish as one of like the first and best things you can do to be a chef. To be a chef.
Become the best sponge. There is so much to learn, honestly. And when you think you know everything and you're the smartest chef in the room, it's time to move on.
And do you suggest young people...
No. I would say never to adopt that mentality. I mean, there's always a chance that you're going to learn something from the people that you work with. I mean, you're all there because you're qualified, hopefully. You know, unless your manager screwed up.
Go to culinary school these days or start in restaurants?
Depends what you want. I'm always an advocate for being experienced behind the line. I'm also anti-college in many ways because you come out in debt, whereby if you just get experience, you won't get yourself into debt.
What qualities make an extraordinary chef?
That's a really good question. Vision, understanding where that line is in terms of finding that balance and not over-temper with food in a way that it becomes too intricate. It looks better than it tastes. And then from there, the drive. You need to be passionate. It's never a job. It's a passion.
What advice do you have?
Said like Gordon Ramsay would say. You know, I mean, I really don't have that much of a problem with it, other than the fact that it is a very privileged point of view that he has. He kind of comes from a place where you can just like pick a point and just ram forward, and you're always going to have that support network in place so that if you ever fail, you won't fail too hard. because he was given his education, he was given his experience in France, he was given his first hotel job. Like, he didn't really earn too much of those things. He got in good with a real famous guy, and he had a very supportive family, and that's all there is to it. I think he also had a supportive community too, because he played soccer, I believe, and was like on a professional track, as far as I remember. And Marco Pierre White is equally a bastard of a man who decided to take Gordon under his wing. And bada bing, bada boom. The rest was history. Ahem. I got that flam. So these are mostly cogent tips, unfortunately. Like, I wanted to kind of talk shit about some shitty advice that people were given, but really I'm not seeing too much of it.
Hey, I heard you were looking to start a catering business.
What?
Let me give you some free game to help you.
What the hell? That wasn't what I clicked on. That wasn't what I clicked on! Come on, TikTok. Don't be a dick talk. Resume bullets for cooks?
Let's describe being a cook on your resume. You meticulously chop, dice, and julienne 15 plus fruits and vegetables through proper and safe handling of various cutlery.
What? Your resume is probably one of the least important parts of getting hired anywhere. Employers usually take less than 10 seconds to read your resume. Do you think they're really getting into those intimate details, like all those descriptors and qualifiers that you're given to fucking cutting vegetables? Why would you even mention cutting vegetables? Take that out of your resume. If you want a bullet point, say that you safely and effectively handled materials, prepared and prepped and cooked various dishes of multiple disciplines and regions and blah 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 yada yada. Like, you don't need to be putting cut vegetables at all. That doesn't belong on your resume. Oh yeah, have a good one, Helmet. Like, if you're saying that you cut veggies on your resume, it is Thursday. Oh my gosh, it is going to be a good weekend. You've already lost. You've already lost the resume game. I cannot think of a time in my 20 years of experience when I've ever added cut veggies to my resume. Because that would be stupid. So instead of instructing people how to talk around it, just recommend that they remove it. Because it doesn't belong there.
Chop, dice, and julienne 15 plus fruits and vegetables.
Instead of showing that you know how to use a thesaurus.
Through proper and safe handling of various cutlery, you successfully prepare and plate 200 plus orders based on specifications and dietary needs.
Why are you adding this to it? Why do you need to add all this fucking fluff to it? Like, an employer's not going to give a shit whether you did it to dietary specifications or not. They're not going to give a shit. They won't give a single, not even a tiny little deer poop. That's right, I said poop. And I don't take it back.
Without compromising presentation and timely delivery to each customer.
You don't even mention negatives. You don't even come close to mentioning negatives. You never in a million years would ever mention a negative at all whatsoever. So you wouldn't say without compromising presentation and timely delivery to each customer. I don't. First of all, why would you? They don't care. Nobody cares. But also, if you mention a negative, they're going to think about the negative. Don't mention a negative. Don't ever mention a negative in your resume. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You maintain cleanliness through proper sanitation and washing of all dishes and equipment in accordance with kitchen safety.
You can just say that you wash dishes. Like, you don't have, I mean, again, that's not something I would put in my resume, but you can just say that you washed it. You don't have to fucking fluff it up like this because, again, employers only take 10 seconds to read your resume.
safety and restaurant protocols. They operate major kitchen appliances such as stoves, ovens, and broilers.
If you're this long-winded in the resume, how the fuck do they think that you're going to be able to pull off the interview without boring the shit out of them? I would not want to sit here and listen to you talk like this. I'd say, but hold on. Like, literally, and I've hired a bunch of people in my life. Was a big part of my job for a while. And I very simply, I know that I would have done this. I would have stopped things and I would have said, hold on. To me, it sounds like you're reading me your resume. Let's just have a casual conversation. Like, I'm not, judgmental. I'm not going to take points off because you didn't use elaborate phrasing for things. We're rapping like casual kiddos on a Saturday afternoon, okay? Cool cats. All right? I don't think I would have been that awkward.
Monitor
I certainly wouldn't have called us cool cats.
appropriate temperatures and cook times for all appetizers, main entrees, and desserts. Good luck and follow for more.
Bad advice. This was bad advice. Bad advice. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad advice. Hey. The secret to becoming a
There's
chef.
this crazy rumor going around that chefs don't make good money. Well, it's true. It's 100% true. Not at first. Don't make good money at first, and sometimes it takes a long time. Years. It is.
Most people will never make money in the restaurant industry. That's not hyperbole. I mean that most people, myself, I would consider myself of average pedigree. I am mostly a private chef, but I've spent a lot of time in restaurants, and I've had my own restaurants, and I'm severely in debt, and I really just break even. I'm about average. I'm about the middle of the entire curve of chefs, and there's plenty above me, there's plenty below me, and I will only typically ever break even unless I break out and I somehow like create a dish that is just amazing and I'm able to market it or whatever. Like it'll take a miracle at this point for me to get above that point. But you will often just be in debt most of the time. Just by default.
One of the most difficult ladders to climb in regards to the little money that you're getting while you're climbing it. And anyone that's running a kitchen right now will tell you that. And if you disagree, the comments are open. If you do want to become a chef and you want to make a good living, you have to have more determination than every single person around you. It's all about learning constantly and 100% determination.
Well, yeah, yes. Foundationally, yeah. But also, lifting others as well is a good way to create loyalty and to open pathways to further working relationships later on down the road. There have been many times in a lot of chefs' careers where the right phone call to the friend that you had 20 years later just saves your ass, Relationships is a big part of it. No, I want talking. I want
I want to explain to you how you can get to 6 figures as a personal chef in your first year. And
never, ever, ever happened. Would never, ever in a million years, ever in even in an alternate reality, it would never happen. The only way it would happen is if you knew somebody who way overpaid you and you ended up making 6 figures your first year. It will never, ever, ever happen. unless you get a second career as a real estate agent or win the lottery, you will not make six figures in your first year as a personal chef. Ever, ever, never in a bajillion, gajillion, never, ever, never, never.
It's actually not even that hard to do. So
Then you have a very generous benefactor who is looking out for you, because never, ever, ever.
I want to explain it to you because I think just understanding it and seeing the path forward is half the battle. So you have to be clear on where you want to take your business. If you're not clear, you're just kind of throwing it to the wind and seeing what happens. And that's not a way to run a...
Why is that the alternative? Why do you just assume that people would, without clear vision, would approach it like they're just, oh, well, I guess I got a business now. I guess I got to open the doors. Okay, well, gosh, well, how are we going to get customers? What are we going to do here? What exactly are we going to produce? Oh, man, I should have thought of this before I opened the business. Go fuck yourself.
business. So first of all, before I explain to you how to do this, I think it's important to understand that making $500 a day is not that much money. So it may seem like a lot of money to you if you're coming from the corporate industry or if you're coming from a lower paying position, but it's important to understand that there are people out there who pay their chefs $750 a day.
No. I mean, yeah, but chances are they've earned it. And also, not just coming from the corporate industry, like... You're thinking that career changers are becoming private chefs and earning six fucking figures? That's not happening. You got a really generous benefactor if that's happening. That's not, nobody's doing that. You are like a really respected chef if you're making like $1,000 a day. And are you just taking like that amount of days and like what? You're timesing it by 5 and then by 365, or you're timesing it by 5? Like what exactly, how are you calculating this? Because this seems like gross income that you're talking about, which is still extremely high for a professional chef. Private chef, I mean. Am I yelling too much for you?
There's people who pay their chefs $200,000 a year. There's people who pay their chef
at the very top level of the profession. In like the 0.0001% of the people that become private chefs will ever attain a reputation that earns them that much money.
thousands of dollars a day.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you insane? Are you like truly insane?
To do a special
divine body nutrition strategy, and you're claiming that you know that some private chefs earn $200,000 a year or thousands of dollars a day? There's no way that your clients are just not exploiting you somehow.
event. There's people who pay their chef, $10,000 a month on a retainer basis. There's all sorts of things. Personally,
in like very rich areas where they don't know better? Like, where the fuck is this happening? Get me a career there. Holy fuck.
Me, myself, I was paid $15,000 for 2 weeks of work 20 years ago.
Oh, and I bet you people speculated at the time. I bet you. I'm not going to go there, but it was a different time back then, and I bet you people speculated. Oh my God.
So I'm just showing you this to reflect that $500 a day is not a lot of money.
What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, sure. If you're like a hustler, like if you're really good at like hustling, if you're really selling, like getting that bag, selling shit, flipping shit, sure, you could probably get a $500 a day, but not as a private chef. Like, I guess if you want to take advantage of your clients, sure. But not if you're a good person.
if you package the offer in a way that's value based. So
What the fuck does that mean?
let me put it to you this way. If you have a client who is getting a week's worth of meals for you and you make $500 off of that client and they're paying $500 for you to do a week's worth of meals, that is a value-based offer. They're getting a great value and you're getting a great pay. Now having 5 clients like that would get you to $10,000 a month, which is...
Oh, I get it. You think that chefs just have like all the fucking time in the world. Or you're batching out all your shit. And you're making a really low quality product, and go fuck yourself if that's what you're doing. But like, you're saying that you're just going to take on as many clients as you can humanly, as you can possibly take on, and just batch everything out, or what? Like, what's the end game here?
Is a 6-figure salary. It's not that difficult to find 5 weekly clients. So that is one way that...
Oh, okay. So just make things as complicated for yourself as possible. Sure. If you want to go through hell just to make a little bit of extra money, be my guest, I guess. Follow this lady's advice.
Do 6 figures in your first year as a personal chef. And this is getting a little long.
It will never happen. It'll never happen. You'll never, ever, unless you're providing extra services, will never, ever make 6 figures in your first year as a private chef. Ever. Never. I want to make sure that's clear. You will never make 6 figures in your first year as a personal chef. Never. Got it?
And so I start trying to figure out, so what does a chef's career arc look like? What does that look like? How does that work? And the best piece of...
Is this one of those like fake podcasts, you know, where it's like they just rent a space in an office and pretend that they're doing a podcast?
Career advice I ever got, and I give it to this day, was if you want to make money, work for people who have it.
Oh, wow.
And that made sense to me. Right.
No. I mean, I guess to a certain extent, if you want to make money, I guess if you're cooking, like if you're trying to go into like the culinary industry, you're doing it because you want to be a chef, right? And if you want to be a chef, then you probably don't want to do it. Like, you probably know that you're not going to make a bunch of money. You probably know that chefs don't make a ton. You probably already like did that cursory research. Like, I don't know. There's no reason to believe that you think chefs are just going to be rich right out the gate. So like, I don't know. I would think that you would have that mentality going into the industry, and you would be like, oh, okay, there's no reason for me to like try and seek higher paying opportunities. I can just be the best chef I can be. So then you just focus on learning and improving your craft. Like that all makes sense to me. Like I don't think that you would ever need to like go seek out the highest paying clients and just be like a private chef or whatever. Like, why can't you just work at the best restaurant for your level? You know, like try to find a Michelin star joint, go sleep on floors in Spain and learn like traditional Basque cuisine or something, you know, like be bold, be daring, and go fucking learn something. And then that's the passion that you can apply to your work. Pretty easy peasy. Fucking lazy ass pieces of shit. I wouldn't mind making a bunch of money, okay? So whatever, point made. Still shitty.
I didn't realize how much of a bubble I'm in, because most chefs...
Now, I'm not typecasting shitty chefs, okay? I'm just looking for people who look either angry or tired, okay? It just happens to be consistently this type of person. So I'm not pigeonholing, I promise.
don't have access to mentorship and guidance. And so what I did with Chef's PSA is I wanted to be the mentor unofficially and give people the information and knowledge and let them see the wizard behind the curtain and bring them into the room of the things that are discussed that they might not even be aware are discussed and coach them through their career. So
what the fuck are you talking about?
My mission is to help cooks become chefs and to help chefs become great chefs. I didn't realize how much of a bubble.
Okay.
I would absolutely love to tell you how I became.
Oh, I love I love this. The mic on the whisk.
A culinary producer. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. This is probably
Culinary producer. I don't think I've ever heard that term before, but I'm intrigued.
gonna end up being like a video series. It's probably going to end up being a video series, okay? So for now, let's just kind of get into the actual like tactical logistics of my career from the beginning. Not from the very, very beginning, but just like from the part that I think is helpful. Because I think the first and foremost challenge with the culinary or food media industry is that there are so many different ways to be a chef. There are so many ways to be a lover of food and then turn that into a career. And so I want to talk about...
What? So, like eating at restaurants?
Southern soul food has always been a fusion. Our grandmothers were taking West African techniques, indigenous ingredients.
But that anyone could do this. Are we overvaluing the term culinary producer? Because what does this have to do with food? I'm confused. That's very confusing. Ooh, shop like a chef.
So, what are my rules for
No!
cooking when I go out?
No! I want to shop like a chef. Let me go. Algorithm. Come on. Where was it? Here we go.
If you want to cook like a chef,
Let's shop
you need
like
to
a
shop
chef.
like a chef. I'm going to show you what to buy to up your
I'm gonna
kitchen
shop
game.
like a chef,
First
and then
off,
I'm gonna
if your
chop
olive
like a
oil
chef.
looks like this, you're doing
I'm gonna
something
chop
wrong. Good
and
olive oil
chop
is dark in
and
color. Next for butter, you always want full
blop.
fat. I love Irish butter for its rich flavor. For eggs, always buy pasture.
Is this pretty much how to just buy the most expensive type of ingredient for everything?
Like a chef. If you want to cook like a chef,
So this is an ad, right? This is not an ad. Okay. I certainly wouldn't be.
you need to shop like a chef. I'm going to show you what to buy.
I wouldn't be buying produce in the. I made butter recently. Nice. All you gotta do is shake some milk in a jar. Mm-hmm. Add a little bit of salt. Knead the shit out of it. Mm-hmm. Delicious.
To up your kitchen game. First off, if your olive oil looks like this, you're doing something wrong.
I'm sorry? What should it look like?
Good olive oil is dark in color. Next,
Oh, but you don't actually. I used a standing mixer with a whisk. Oh yeah. If you want to make a decent amount of it. But you know, I've also seen it made in a wooden flume gold pan looking thing on the side of a river. Too, so people be making butter all kinds of ways. And they were using a stone. There was like a wood. It was like a channel, and it had like a wide pocket, and then a skinny back end, and the extra water would go off the skinny back end. It sounds suggestive, but it's not. And you would and you would use this stone thing, and you just go bloop 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 bloop, and it would just agitate the weird liquid, and it would eventually form solids and become butter. Butter. Oh, you mean like an actual butter gyre, or better known as a butter churn? Those things are fun to use. I really like using those. I mean, we don't have a need for them anymore, but they're very fun. I would love to go to like a frontier town and just churn some butter. Ooh, having like a job showing people how to do that. That would be cool. I would so get paid to make butter all day. Fuck yeah. Ooh. But no to this creator. No, Karen. No, Karen. Karen, bad Karen. Karen, we're gonna have to not let you go shopping anymore, please.
Here's everything I made for my clients in New York this week.
You're a New Yorker. You're getting fucking Kerrygold. Like, why? Yes, like Williamsburg. Yes. Hell yeah. I love that shit. You wouldn't buy Kerrygold. The best chefs know how to save money, and that's not by buying the most expensive butter in the fucking supermarket. That much I can tell you. I'm receiving a text. Okie doke. That's right. I'm very interesting when I text my wife back. I'm very lively and creative. Saying things like okie doke. That's right. But no, don't get Kerrygold. That's not how you save money. And the entire point of the game of cooking as a private chef is to reduce your costs as much as possible so that you can make as much as possible. And the reason why it's like that, it's not because you're supposed to get that bag. It's because the margins are so fucking thin that you actually still need to pay your bills and maybe have money to eat. You know? Maybe. But you don't do that by reducing your margins even thinner.
Full fat. I love Irish butter for its rich flavor. For eggs,
And I bet you charge your clients $1 bajillion per plate.
as a private chef. My clients love salmon sashimi, so
I'm sorry, what is this bullshit? Is this supposed to feed how many people? Are you fucking serious? Private chef?
for the first dinner of the week, I made this one with micro shiso and ponzu, with a side chicory salad that was topped with crispy panko.
Are you cooking for one
For the
person?
main course, I made my short ribs braised with miso and soy.
What is happening?
These were cooked for 5 hours,
Oh, no,
served
okay,
with
multiple.
ginger-infused jasmine rice, baby corn, bok choy, sautéed mushrooms, topped with a braising liquid and crispy shallots. And for a vegetarian option, I made miso braised.
If you're using words like topped with, then you lose credibility in my book. And this is completely unnecessary unless you've got so private chefs work differently than restaurant chefs in that private chefs have to basically go shopping for all the shit because they have to adjust for whatever their clients like. The kids want different shit, the adults want different shit, and then typically if you're working for people who are a bit more well off, the adults are more like kids than other adults are, so you're dealing with a lot of picky and fussy eaters. So you have to do a lot of negotiating and you have to do a lot of personal shopping for a lot of different ingredients. So it's fine. It's fine. But it means that you typically will have to charge a little more than food that you'd find at a restaurant, which is okay. But
eggplant.
you have to, part of that social contract is that you're agreeing not to charge the client a bunch of money because you're making a bunch of extra stuff. You're not going to let it get out of hand. And that's why you typically just have a budget that you work within. But this is
I prepared a very
Insane.
simple lunch. I made a steak and Thai noodle salad. This was made with a
Like, this is one of those people who doesn't ever work in a restaurant normally and who just assumes that the more things you make, the better everything is, which is just not the case. I mean, you've got like 6 dishes so far for something that you would batch out over an entire week. Like, these people that do these week-long agreements or like get the private chef on retainer or whatever, they usually do meal planning, and it's usually like batched out so they can reheat food throughout the week. They're usually there for one day, they make like a nice grand meal, and then they're batching it out for the next 3 or 4 days. Like, that's kind of just informally how it normally works. But this seems like a lot of effort and extra cost for really no reason.
Wagyu New York strip steak, tossed with vegetables, noodles, and a sesame lime
Like,
vinaigrette. For the next meal, I started
I don't
off by
see the
making
point
my maple glazed
in a
sweet
lot of
potatoes.
this.
I'll be sharing the recipe for these soon. I also made my
Something
garlic
different
green
for, like,
beans.
each
This
day.
was plated with chimichurri and roasted
Probably why
chicken
you're
breast
able
for an
to charge
easy
as much
meal.
as you do.
For dinner that night, I paired the chimichurri with seared lamb chops. And for sides, did crispy potatoes, roasted zucchini, and a little mixed green salad.
I mean, this place is rocking the IKEA catalog here. All of the IKEA appliance and the IKEA furniture.
Last but
Cabinetry.
not least, for the sweet treat of the week, I made banana bread. This was gluten-free, made with chocolate and walnuts. Here's everything I made for my...
What? Like, you went to the store and you bought all the most expensive ingredients just to get these dishes? Sounds like an expensive way to eat leftovers all the time. Yeah, it's... Private Chef is such a... Private Chef and food cosmetic or cosmetic photographer or whatever, people who take pictures of food, who don't actually do like the makeup and actually like in the studio and stuff. It's just a hack. It's just scam subsidy sub industries, I guess. They're both just giant scams. Private chefs often do not really actually learn how to cook professionally. They just kind of think that they can just jump into it and do it. And a lot of them do because they market like within their own family, or they're massively financially advantaged, or they have a great support network already, or they're career changers or whatever. And they end up getting good initial client numbers, and really just through word of mouth, they end up continuing to get clients, which is great. Good job. But they're not, that doesn't make them legitimate, and it doesn't make them good cooks or good chefs. It just makes them able to, access their existing resources more readily. Know what I mean?
Always buy pasture raised. It's the most humane. You could tell how healthy these chickens are by the deep color of the yolk.
Well, to be technical, heritage eggs are typically the most humanely raised. Pasture raised can mean a few different things. It can mean either covered, except for a certain amount of time. It can mean, and plus it's really the feed that is the most important part of the chicken's health. Sadly, battery farms still exist, so you definitely don't want to buy like mass-produced chicken. But how can you really know for sure that what you're buying isn't part of that whole thing? It's best to just go for like higher quality brands, but I would stick with like the brands that like air chill their chicken. Those tend to be the better quality birds. But it's hard to keep track of who does things better these days, because they all kind of have a race to the bottom, and then they're all brought up back to the top through regulation, and then they all have to take a race to the bottom again. So, yeah.
Follow for more chef tips because
Not good chef tips. Will do. How I budget my $18,000 salary?
End of the month, and as a private chef in Miami, $18,000 just hit my account. Let's see where it all goes. First up,
What? So, wait, $18,000 a month? Get it from the farmer's market? Well, yeah. $18,000 a month. There's, first of all, straight up lies. Unless you've severely fleeced someone, straight up lies. You're not making $18,000 a month. I'm sorry. That's just not true. What is the point of lying about this? Like, just to flex it on people? Like, does it get you more views if people are, if you're lying about your reputation? Like, should I lie and say that I'm a Michelin star chef? Would that get me more viewers? Hey guys, I'm Michelin star chef Goose. I am, or wait, no, hang on. Hello guys. I am Michelin star chef. I can't do a good accent. But it seems like if it's for clout, it seems weird. It seems a little strange. It just seems strange. And call me crazy, but I'm not sure that rent should be figuring into your budget. I guess personal budget. I thought that you're talking about professional budget though.
Bills. Rent for my apartment in Brickell, $3,200.
Because then you're running into a difference between gross and net, and you're not taking into account your business expenses. But I guess I'll see where it goes.
Add $450 for utilities, internet, and about $250 for all my streaming and music subscriptions that keep me company while I cook. That's $3,900 gone right away. Next,
those are your personal finances, which means that you know. Oh wait, no, we've got
around
okay. You don't need Pilates, and you don't need massages, and you don't need beauty products, and you don't need shopping therapy. Okay.
$1,500 on groceries and dining out. Yes, chefs still love eating out. $600 on gas, car wash, and parking everywhere in Miami. $800 for Pilates, massages, and beauty appointments. And I'll admit it, $1,200 a month for clothes and shoes. Miami life isn't cheap. Then
I'm sorry. Hey, I eat my veggies. How's it going? Why are you sharing this? You know, like, how are you today? I'm good. How are you? You know what I mean? Like, how do I explain this? How do I explain this in a good way? It's not weird that you would list the things that you plan to spend your income on. It's not weird. That's not the weird part. What's weird is that a lot of these things are personal and behind the scenes things, which I know the lines kind of blur when you own a business and when you're running your own business. I get it. But really, it's you have to make a distinction because you're using two different credit cards, right? And if you're not, you really should be. There's no reason you should not have a business account because they're way better than personal accounts. But so you would want to separate things. You'd want to be able, because you're going to have to pay taxes at the end of the year, and you're handling your business, but you're also doing your own financial shit. Like, I get it. Like, again, the lines are really, really blurred because it's your own business. You own and operate it. I get it. But when we create prices for our clients, we're not telling them that they're giving us $18,000 for the massages or Pilates. We're telling them a fair price for the cost of the ingredients and the markup we've decided to attach to that. And yes, in the back end, whatever profit is made from that might go towards beauty products and it might go towards Pilates and massages, but that we don't say that to the client. We don't say, oh, let's see, part of why I'm asking this $18,000 for you is because I also plan to get a massage, a few times a week. And so I need to make sure that I'm using enough overhead to budget for that. That's just bad. that's you would lose the client just right there. So it seems like a misstep to be talking about the stuff on the back end that you're budgeting on the front end. You're essentially saying that they will be paying for your car and your Pilates and your massage. Even a car, I wouldn't be itemizing in what I'm going to be spending my money on.
Then come the debts. $600 for my car payment, $300 toward my culinary school loan, and $200 on my credit card. Altogether about $1,100. Finally, the savings. I $2,000 into my...
So do you see what I mean? Like, it's not a judgment because it's money that you've received. So it's your total overall salary. But I feel like it's weird to then take that and say, here's how it breaks down, as if that's how you were expecting it to happen in the first place. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it feels a little sleazy almost to be like, this is the quote, and in the end you're like, this is what I receive, so this is how I budget it out, because this means that you're taking advantage of your client. Like, if this is your only source of income and you expect to receive this much and you're making this much extra, it feels like you're admitting to something that should be illegal. I mean, I guess you're just admitting that your client is really gullible and very generous. But this feels really sleazy to me.
Emergency fund, $1,500 into retirement. The remaining
Like, how do you justify, how does your work justify this amount of, you know, I'm getting that bag mentality? Like, how does this justify that? How does your work justify any of this? Because clearly, like, this clearly does not seem to be a food-oriented channel. It's just meant to be, like, you know, ridiculous amounts of money. Luxury realtor? You see what I'm saying? Like, where are they getting their numbers from? I just don't get it. Like, you have to have grown up rich to think that this is how you break down your finances. Like, you're just expecting, well, before I quote you my price, I got to think about what kind of massage I'm going to need next week. Okay, I'm going to need some Pilates too. So $18,000 sound fair? Yeah. Because they're rich too.
Saving account. I want to open my own restaurant one day. If I didn't track it all in my spreadsheet, I'd have no idea where it disappears between champagne brunches and client dinners.
What? So you're spending money on champagne brunches and client dinners? That seems like a frivolous expense.
If you're working hard, earning well, but still wondering where your money goes every month, comment chef and I'll send you my budget template. And
it's a buy my course thing, probably, seemingly. Cool. Super awesome. Oh man. You will never, ever, 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 ever in a million bajillion years ever make six figures in your first year as a private chef. You will never, ever, 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 ever make a six figures in your first year as a personal chef. I don't know who feels comfortable saying that that's the case. I don't know why they would feel comfortable saying that. It feels like, I don't know. It feels slimy. It's weird. It's just, that's not reality. So, yeah. All right. Well, that's the end of the stream today. Tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day are actually weekend days, and the weekend is a no streaming time. But we will be back on Monday. Monday and Tuesday is political/religious stuff, and then Wednesday, Thursday is just whatever I feel like. Probably more food. I like doing the food reacting stuff. It definitely doesn't get me the amount of viewers that the political religious stuff gets, but you know what? That's fine. I do want to get that watch time up. So if you like the content and if you enjoy watching, then please try to watch for longer, engage with other chatters, and do the like and thumbs up and all that bullshit. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Quantity versus quality. Yes, indeedy doodly. Yes, indeedy doodly. And pickles? I don't know. I was trying to think of a funny word to end things on. Pickles is good. I'll stick with pickles. Pickles. And the pickles to you. Thank you, Cynical. I appreciate it.